The cartoon?
Yeah.
I watched some of it, but not enough to know anything about it.
Do you know the theme song?
No. God,
Do you
no.
know the theme song?
Yes.
Sing it.
James Bond Jr. coming to save the world. James Bond has a lot of kids. Not a lot of kids because he goes around and sleeps with everybody. He's James Bond, drinks lots of martinis. James Bond!
That's not it.
No?
What is it?
What is it?
It's James Bond. James Bond Jr. James Bond. Oh, look out, he's coming through. He's got a job to do. Gonna rescue the girl. James Bond Jr. chases scum. Jr. chases scum around the world. Dun, 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 dun.
Watch out for
all
blood.
good.
Hey, you want to see?
And
Funny,
Oh, God, here it comes.
funny experiment.
Here it comes.
Yeah,
Check this out. What is Wonder Woman's theme song?
Fuck, that one I don't remember, though.
Wonder
don't
Woman.
know.
No, the movie.
Oh.
Man, I got Chris Pine on
What
this
is it?
movie.
right.
How does the Wonder Woman theme song go?
I can't do this. I can't do it now. That's
Use
weird.
your
Like,
lasso of
I can
truth.
do it
Tell the
now.
truth.
I
You
do it
know.
all the time. I do it all the time.
I don't know the song.
Damn it, I gotta remember Immigrant Song.
Oh, is that what it is?
Now go ahead. That's Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah, that's Wonder Woman.
Now do the Immigrant Song from Thor. Hey,
Are you just trying to talk him into doing
It
it?
is the same thing.
Same song.
It is the same song.
idiot.
Immigrant Song and that's the same
Guys,
song.
welcome to After Dark. We weren't here last night, and this is an impromptu show. That is right. You know what impromptu means, Daniel? What's it mean?
It means that
That's
we
right.
can
It
sit
means
at
that
the
we're doing it
moment.
right here, right now. Rob was here. We're lucky enough to be joined by Rob Van Voorhees.
I'm here for Christmas.
He was just shooting the Disney show like a couple hours ago, but then we had to wait for the Star Trek show to be done from Pop Culture Renegades.
Yep.
And you happened to come in just with a bottle of vodka that we were drinking last night at BlizzCon. So we decided, you know what, we didn't give anybody an After Dark, so let's just do a show for anybody, like an unadvertised After Dark. Everyone thought it wasn't going to happen.
Yep.
It's happening right now. And
We care.
right now we're going to be talking about, well, it's like an Ask Me Anything episode.
Pretty much, yeah.
So we're going to be just talking about fun things.
Like you
fun
can
facts.
ask me why I decided to put this on my face.
No, I'll tell you what we can start off with before anyone asks us anything. I would love
Before
to
we even start, though, I am Joe from that hashtag show. You are Daniel
from-
Battlestar Danica. And then,
Or it could be the other way around. But Bascom like your name is Dan.
Your name is Daniel.
and this is Rob.
So funny.
Battlestar Galactica.
All right, so what were you going to say?
I would love to hear Rob's opinion on Rogue One.
Oh God.
Oh.
So we just spent like the last hour talking about this. And I feel like you put me right in the middle of someone who really enjoyed that film, and you know that I'm about to say something, and we've had this before.
Or no, okay. You know what? No.
My biggest thing was I just felt like I didn't connect with anybody. That was my biggest thing. I never really connected with
me.
anybody. That's what I'm saying. And I said that because I know that you enjoyed the film.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I didn't connect with any of those characters. And as I told you before when we were on there before, that or on the air right now, I felt like in the other films that we've had, there was a character that I connected to in every single one. Even though most people don't like episode 1, I felt like there was someone who I connected to. Well, there's a lot of people who don't like episode 1.
No, who did you connect
Who
with
did you
episode
connect
1?
to?
Qui-Gon Jinn, 100%.
Why?
That's a smart connection.
Because I felt like at the time when I was a kid that was somebody who I thought that when they were advertising / doing the things, this is also goes back to memories of watching previews or seeing things like that. You were explaining Iron Man. The first thing of Iron Man 2 that you could think of was the scene with where they were with the car and Whiplash, and they were about ready to smash each other. That's the only thing you could think of Iron Man 2. When I was younger, that was the first thing I could think of was Qui-Gon Jinn having these really cool scenes where it looked like he was going to be the next Obi-Wan to Luke in a section, and I felt like the arc of that was just going to be, it was cool to me.
You didn't connect to Jin?
I did-
Or K2?
I didn't connect to her in a way where I felt like if there was going to be something happen to her that I didn't connect with her. I felt like the story that I kind of felt like I wanted to feel the section of the characters that I thought were there. There's Kate.
So we didn't connect with.
Yeah, I didn't connect with him. I thought he was a cool character, but the ones that I wish they would have done more on were the two Jedis that they never really explained
JD
about him.
and the other guy.
I thought those were like
Danny Yen.
Danny Yen. I thought those are the coolest sections in there. I was like,
They were.
wow, those guys are gonna have a really cool couple scenes, and they did. But I wanted to know more about them.
But see, on the flip side of that, if you really sum up what Star Wars is, okay, it's in the title, it's Star Wars, right? Besides Rogue One, what other movie had that been displayed?
What do you mean?
A war that was happening in space.
You got like 3-4 of them.
You got the first 3 prequels should have been called Star Politics, realistically. The prequels, Star Politics, especially the second one.
I'll still dwindle you down to Star Wars in a sentence.
A New Hope. A New Hope, I
That's
think,
what I
should be
wanted.
like is Star Fantasy Adventure.
Okay.
The second one is Star Espionage,
Okay.
and the third one is Star Redemption or Star Revenge. None of those had the war in it.
Can you tell me what the entire saga is, though, in a sentence?
What the entire saga?
Yeah.
It's a story of 2 droids.
Thank you. What did I tell
No,
you earlier?
yeah, you got. Why was I never part of this class of people that knew this? I didn't find and figure this out until you said it about an hour ago before we even started shooting. When he told me this, it all dropped in my head how much that made sense.
Yep.
And how is it?
So
everyone
This whole
think-
story is
how
told from
everyone
the
think that
perspective
way?
of C-3PO.
Of C3. No,
100%.
both.
Well, I
It
think
is
it's more so
both.
C-3PO.
Because-
No,
3PO
because
did have his memory
3PO got his memory wiped.
Oh, well, it is both.
and R2 was around a lot longer than 3PO ever was. Because if you go on that section and you put both of them together, they helped each other out. The entire story is about 2 droids' narration of everybody else.
Except Rogue One.
No, they were in that too.
But they weren't narrating anything.
That's
They
true.
didn't need to. They were already in the section of that side story.
But I think that if you're summing it up to that, I think that there needs to be a through line with all of it, right? And this is one that's out of it. And are you?
They're
do you
still
think-
in it though.
They're still not, but that's not their story, and it's not a story they're narrating.
So when are we going to see
They're
Droid Wars?
still in it.
I don't consider that. Like, I don't
I'm
think.
saying
Well,
Yeah,
if that's the
boy.
case, I don't really consider it a Star Wars film then.
Look, we already got a super chat.
Super chat.
What does that say?
It says GHS
Sunday night main event. All right, let's.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing. If you super chat us, we'll talk about the subject of which you super
Yeah,
chat on.
yeah, which
one
one?
thing we haven't talked about though is the super chat, which Larry Newbill just used. Larry Newbill's amazing. We haven't talked about the T public store that's out there as well.
Yes.
And THS hashtaggers, which are our Facebook group. Super chat, holla. Now, Larry, we'll let you dictate what you want to.
Yeah,
Right now,
what do
we
you
were talking
want
about
us to
Star
talk
Wars.
about?
Or Star Wars talking. We're talking about Star Wars. So now, Larry, you can choose what you want us to talk about. We'll talk about
Hi.
anything.
Hi,
You want
Vigo.
you want relationship advice? Ask the 3 of us. You want I don't know, whatever. We'll
Yeah.
talk wrestling. We'll talk.
We'll talk any.
Yeah, we
subject,
talk,
man.
like
We'll talk.
we can talk about
Dacre-
our Thanksgiving.
We could talk about Dacre Montgomery possibly being Nightwing.
Oh
We could
my
save that
gosh.
Stranger Things.
too. We talk Stranger
Even
Things.
though I'm halfway through, I can still talk halfway through.
but
I haven't at all yet.
the thing with back to the Star Wars talk real quick. I do agree with you. It is a story about 2 droids. The downside of that though is yes, they're in every movie, but I don't look at Rogue One as being their story.
I agree with that. I don't
Yeah.
agree with that being their story either. I agree that the fact that they intersected them and that they were there, I feel like that they still are a portion of that story. Because
I
at
agree.
the time of that, they were in the in Yavin, right when shit was about to go down.
Daniel, favorite Star Wars movie and worst Star Wars movie? Go.
Jeez. Favorite Star Wars movie? Maybe Empire.
Poof!
Worst Star Wars movie. Go.
Cause it's like he's a New Hope.
Oh,
Empire.
favorite is
Favorite,
Empire?
favorite.
Okay, I thought you
Worst
said
Star
worst
Wars movie,
first.
go.
Episode 1.
Okay. Favorite Star Wars, worst Star Wars.
Favorite? Oh, gosh, this is the hard one because I'm always tossed up between Empire and Return. Because as a kid, I liked Return because Luke had a green lightsaber.
Yeah.
As a kid, though,
nice.
as a kid,
I guess,
as a kid.
nice.
No, but I'd say as of now, I still think that Empire is the best. Is the best written.
Worst?
No, the best.
No, what's the worst?
Worst? I'm gonna say it. I never liked Rogue One.
All right, for me, best Empire, worst Clone Wars.
Clone-
Or Attack of the Clones.
Attack of the Clones?
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I forgot.
Yeah.
I forgot.
It's the slowest paced.
Yeah.
I don't connect to. That's a movie I don't.
That's
connect
one
to
you
any
don't connect to.
characters. I want to though. It's like I want to connect to. You can't. I think Anakin's unlikable. I think
He's
Obi-Wan,
very whiny. They make him too whiny. in the
Obi-Wan's
movie.
still trying to find his footing. They make Yoda and Mace Windu kind of like these overbearing, protective parents. It's very hard for me to connect with anybody. If I connect with anybody in that movie, it might be Padme.
Yeah, we have Carlos Martinez asking us, "What's your opinion on the new Star Wars film?"
Are we talking Han Solo or Solo?
Yeah,
a Star Wars story?
which movie are we?
Oh,
Are we
boy.
talking about the?
That's good. I mean, what's your opinion on both?
Well, we already know what Rob
Yeah.
thinks of Rogue One.
Well, actually,
oh, you're talking
but
about
No,
just-
the Last Jedi.
the Last Jedi.
Jedi and Solo we'll talk about. But one thing about Rogue One that I didn't realize, I forgot that Rob pointed out to me. There's no scroll.
Yeah, no shit.
I forgot about that. Like,
Well,
the-
and
the
that
scroll,
too
he
is
said
kind
I don't
of.
think Han Solo's gonna have one either.
No, I doubt it.
it's a
I
Star
doubt
Wars
that.
story,
But
it's not Star Wars.
I will say this much about it too is I can't decide, fellas. Well, Larry, what can't you decide though?
The super chat, like what to talk about? Because
Oh, the super chat.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
We could talk Power Rangers.
Yeah,
we
we'll
could talk
Talk
DC,
anything.
Marvel,
You just let us know, man.
anime ish.
Maybe.
Who wouldn't want to?
Funny,
connect to-
funny stories.
Vigo the Scrooge
Scrooge the Carpathia?
Scrooge the Carpathia says, "Who wouldn't want to connect with Padme? I don't know. I just don't want to break her
Point.
heart."
Point. Oh. Nice.
Oh, he says Solo. Carlos says Solo.
What do you think about Solo? I don't think we needed it.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say
agreed,
it. That's all like.
I think.
I don't think that was the first one they needed to do original by itself.
I think the
Right.
first. If you're going original, like straight up, honestly, without doing a new character, you got to go Boba Fett. Mainly because that character has.
He needs some story.
And because that character had such an anticlimactic ending.
Yeah.
Like it was almost like you can play the Benny Hill music, and his like death is so. Like, what
He
is
was
going
like,
on?
Now,
Huh?
a character to me that is a lot like Clint Eastwood and looks like one of the coolest looking dudes in the entire galaxy, goes up to women, philanthropizes them, and then falls into a pit and goes out like a punk. You need a story about how you're not a punk, and
Yeah.
you come out of being a punk, and coming out of a Sarlacc pit that's supposed to suck you out, dead dry.
Yeah,
Yeah, you need a story. I would
much.
rather see a Boba Fett story than I would
You?
a Han Solo movie.
I agree with you. I don't
The
think that we
Chewbacca
need
story?
a Han. I don't
No
think we need a
subtitles?
Han Solo. Oh, no subtitles. I want it real. I want to
You want it
guess.
raw?
I want to guess exactly what's happening.
No,
in every bit of that.
I know we talked about it during the Star Wars show, but the Jabba the Hutt franchise gangster.
I'm
would
on
be
board. I'm on
fantastic
board.
for that.
To get into the Star Wars like underworld, the undertones
Yeah,
of like.
who doesn't love a good gangster film and at Jabba the Hutt at the front of it? That
Well,
would be cool.
there's two reasons I really want that movie. Number one is that I think to have a bounty hunter race that Jabba Hutt's kind of controlling
Right.
would be really cool. Second one is that I'm a big fan, and I say this all the time. There was a book it was an anthology book. It was about what happens in the Cabo Cantina, in the Mos Eisley Cantina, and in the Mos Eisley Cantina. So it converged all to these different moments that happened in A New Hope, and I was like, man, if you can give me kind of like a story like that, like this is your central place, but let's find out what happens in this one big fight.
Right.
Like you can do so much with Star Wars that
it's endless.
it's endless.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not pushing the limits.
Yeah.
I do personally like Rogue One because that's our first ever look at the actual war, like the casualties of war. You get to see like the Death Troopers, and you get to see how brutal it actually is.
Now, that's one thing I had about Death Troopers. I think they were the coolest looking
Larry wants
thing.
to know what's your favorite lightsaber.
Oh, Larry, I'm gonna go off this real quick before I say my favorite lightsaber. The Death Troopers, I thought they looked really, 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 really cool.
Yeah, they were great.
The noise of them irritated me. They sounded like they decided to go eat a Crunch and Munch before they started walking around.
Yep.
But it's fine. They would look cool. I thought they were really cool, like esque. But that kind of bugged me a little bit. And the one scene where he picks up the stormtrooper as the doll, I thought was very cute. Anyways, favorite lightsabers. My personal favorite is probably, I'm kind of torn because as a kid I loved Luke's green lightsaber, but kind of with the change of pace of how all these films have been going, I always really liked the shape of Count Dooku's lightsaber.
Oh, because it had that like
it had the
that curve.
fencing
It was a
curve
rapier.
to it.
It was like a rapier.
Yeah, because you got the cool one. Darth Maul's got double sides, but like
I think-
the curve of it was interesting.
My favorite for sure has to be Mace Windu. I like the purple lightsaber.
Yeah. Well, this was the first time we ever saw one that was.
I was mouthing the word Mace Windu when he started.
Yeah,
So I was like,
that was one that was very unique.
Yeah.
We always had blue, red, blah 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 blah, and that was when it started going. You got purple.
Purple?
You got purple. That's
wow.
cool.
Yeah, like everybody else is red,
Yeah.
green, maybe a blue, and then what? A purple out of nowhere. It was just dope.
Classic design though. Luke's original lightsaber, classic design was pretty cool.
The hilt, everything about it was dope. It really was.
Vigo agrees with Dooku on here, and then Ryan Earl Wizard says hello to all of us.
Hey, what's
Hey,
up?
Ryan.
What's up, Ryan? Ryan Earl Wizard, Magic Dragon, lived down by the sea in the autumn mist
right, so
in a
let's,
land called Honolulu.
Switch gears for a second. So we were just talking about bounty hunters. Seamless transition would be, who is the most dangerous bounty hunter in all of geek pop culture?
Well, again,
You can go top three.
you go top three.
Yeah, top three.
All right, so for nostalgic.
Well, let's go one each, and then we'll
Okay,
all go. We'll
okay.
all rotate back. All
All
right.
right.
So number one, Daniel,
Good.
or not number one, but no or
Okay,
particular.
all right.
I can go first if you don't
Yeah,
have.
you go first.
Lobo.
Lobo.
Nice.
Okay.
Nice.
Why Lobo?
Lobo is a badass on a space motorcycle.
Okay.
That could beat Superman up.
Yeah.
Why would you not go?
That's
with that?
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm gonna go with IG-88.
I love IG-88.
And reason why I say IG-88 because he was a son of a bitch to try to beat in the N64 game.
I love
Nice.
That was a
IG-88.
fun
Nice.
level.
Dude, that's a great game, by
Yeah,
the way.
if you ever played
Shadows of the Empire?
Yeah, Shadows of the Empire.
it's
If
my
you ever played
favorite.
N64 Shadows of the Empire and you go back, there's this level where you fight Dash Rendar against IG-88, and he has just got these grenade launchers and all these little things. IG-88 he's a droid who's gonna kill you.
Yes.
He's probably one of my favorites.
Daniel, now we're back to you.
Well, I was trying to pick. It's in the Marvel Universe. And I didn't know to go with either Cable or Bishop.
Neither one are bounty hunters, though.
If you think about it,
are we
at the
talking
moment,
all together of anything, or were we just talking Star Wars?
He said nerd. He said nerd pop culture.
Any nerd pop culture.
Yeah,
And I was like,
well, they didn't get paid to bring somebody in.
Yeah.
but they were.
That's
great-
the definition
they were,
of bounty.
Well, they
A
were
bounty
trackers,
hunter.
and they went out and.
But that's because
But
it was
at one
over a
time,
greater
no. But
good
at
of a
one
cause.
time, Bishop was though. Remember, he had a whole team with him.
No,
They
no.
all had the mutant, his sister.
They were mute. They're
him.
police.
Well, they were.
That's
They
not
were
the
hunting
same.
down. No, they were hunting down.
Hunting down mutants because that was
Okay,
their job.
fine.
That was like
Fine. Yeah, all right, fine. Because I was going for
like
either
Blade
one of
Runner.
those.
Blade's not. He's not a
That's
bounty hunter.
Then I don't know, man. Kind of lost on it.
You don't have three. You can't pick three
No. It's
out of
hard
all
now.
of geek.
Kind of hard. Kind of hard now because I was those two were going to be in my.
You could say like Dog from Bounty Hunter.
Oh God.
No, he's not in geek pop culture. I think
He's pop culture.
one of my
though.
other ones is Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop.
Oh, nice.
He's a dope bounty hunter, and he was hilarious. And he accidentally fell into things, which I like too. And he always got the job done though.
True. True.
You only got one.
Damn, no. My mind is blank, and then after that, you're gonna say something about that one too. So I don't know.
I'll go with one because he's kind of a bounty hunter, kind of not. He's kind of a driver, if anything. Would technically, in a certain world, wouldn't Max Payne become or not Max Payne, Mad Max become a bounty hunter to an
I
extent?
don't know about Mad Max. That's a tough one.
Because technically, he was a driver, but he was basically getting paid to
I think
bring
he's a
things
wheelman.
in. That's technically a wheelman.
He was a wheelman. I think like what's his name on Firefly? Jules.
Oh yeah.
See,
Yeah.
sucks.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody, but when you say it, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah.
What's his name? Jules.
I've
You know what I'm talking about though.
Yeah.
That last episode of Firefly is so
yep.
good.
Yep.
He's a great bounty hunter.
Huh.
You don't think? Can't think of it? There's a ton in the Star Wars universe.
What about the guy on?
Yeah, there's
You
a
can say
ton of-
Boba Fett. Nobody even said
Yeah, I
Boba
did
Fett.
want
I was only not going with
Cliche.
Boba Fett because I feel like Boba Fett was the one franchise ones that we were trying to find more. Obviously, that would be like
I
the
would
original.
say
one.
also, but he wasn't a bounty hunter either, though. He was just a tracker. When you said Firefly, I was thinking where Ejiofor, when he played.
Chadwick Ejiofor, yeah, he was a
where
tracker.
He was a tracker, not a bounty hunter, but he was badass.
He was great.
dude. But nope, not a damn. I don't know.
Did y'all ever see when Chewbacca was a?
I had
was a
that
bounty
toy.
hunter? Me too.
With the crossbow. and
That was
everything.
during the
Yeah,
Shadow
He
that's
had
Jazz
the little
Empire.
axe and, yeah.
When he had one eye.
Is there any Doctor Who bounty hunters?
Gosh, I don't.
I really think there are, but I just don't remember who they are.
Um.
I really don't. Bebo Brox, no?
Uh.
I don't know.
Wouldn't isn't there like a Clint Eastwood movie that's
There's
Bounty
probably so many bounty hunters that you're not even thinking.
There
of.
are, and they're just not in
I
my
mean,
head.
in the Marvel and DC universe.
They're not in my head, man.
I like Cable. Cable's awesome.
Cable's
Like I
not a
said,
bounty
but Cable,
hunter.
no, he
How-
was a tracker as well.
He's a tracker as well.
Yeah, he was
Oh,
only
how's-
time.
Did
when
you
he
just
ever did
literally
anything.
type in bounty hunter movie and
I-
Jennifer Aniston?
Oh, that's
and-
what popped up. And my favorite thing is
yeah,
this.
that movie.
This is
The
This is
Mexican.
actually. If you ever seen that, that's actually my favorite
the
picture.
Mexican.
Yeah, on that movie, The Mexican.
So
Gerard
James
Butler.
Gandolfini.
Yeah.
No, Gerard Butler.
James
That's not the
Gandolfini.
Mexican.
What was one?
Yeah.
The Mexican is with Julia Roberts and Brad Pitt.
Oh, it was,
Yeah.
and the Mexican was the gun. Yeah, that's right. No, so was it Bounty Hunter with Gerard Butler and what's her name?
I think it's called.
man.
I think that is called Bounty Hunter.
Yeah, something like that.
That's your favorite bounty
There
hunter.
you go.
Gerard
Woo!
Butler.
It's the one I
Yeah,
picked. Yeah,
good
woo!
pick.
High five for
Good
Daniel.
pick.
Yeah. No,
Gerard
it's
Butler in the
it's not
Jennifer
geek- it's
Aniston
not
movie
geek-
is my favorite
It's not
bounty
geek. It's
hunter.
not geek pop
Gosh,
culture
that's
though.
funny.
Dog is my favorite
Dog,
bounty hunter.
right? Oh my god. Can
Joe,
I pick
look.
Danger Girl?
Who's that? Danger Good's not a bounty hunter.
She was like a spy kind of thing, right? God, man.
Rob's mouthing something. I don't know what he
I'm
says.
very shiny.
What? Joe looks very fresh, and Daniel looks very good, and Rob looks very shiny.
I'm very shiny.
What?
Thank you.
Anything else is shiny. That's
I'm
weird.
shiny. No, I'm shiny.
Let's talk about some.
We've got Vigo says Lobo has a radio implant in his skull and constantly plays heavy metal. Can't beat that.
Oh, jeez.
Which is crazy because he's
He
an
also-
alien, so how would he know what the hell heavy metal is?
He also
Oh,
was. he also transformed into this really slim, weird emo guy for a little bit. They
David
changed-
Bradley played Bounty Hunter in Doctor Who.
You know who David
shit.
Bradley is?
Nope.
Me neither. Me
Who
neither.
else is technically a bounty hunter?
I thought y'all would know.
No, I do know who David Bradley is. He's the dude that was the first Doctor, or he's playing
In
the
Doctor
first
Who?
Doctor now.
Oh.
Yeah.
And he was also
was he
in
a
Game of
bounty
Thrones, right?
You guys
He's
are
also
both
in Game
gonna.
of Thrones.
Was he
Walter
a bounty
Frey.
hunter or was he a collector? Because on Doctor Who, he was the spaceship, dinosaurs on the spaceship.
You know who else
That's
is a
what he
bounty
was.
hunter though?
Who?
Man, we were just talking
This
about
guy.
it.
This guy.
No.
Registered bounty hunter, guys.
What were we just talking about? The Hound.
Batista. Oh.
Oh yeah. Oh, technically,
nice.
yeah.
The Hound in Game of Thrones?
The Hound in
Nice.
Game of Thrones.
That's a good
Yeah.
one. That's a good one.
But yeah, I think all right. So let's switch gears and talk about something else.
Yeah.
Let's talk about your favorite comic book right now, Daniel. Saga. Tell us what's been going on in the last few
I
issues of
haven't
Saga.
read Saga. I haven't. Nope.
What?
Nope. Sorry. We gave him the wrong notes. I'm sorry. I didn't know.
Now let's talk about some of the fun times here behind the scenes of hashtag show.
I was gonna say your favorite comic run. No. All right. Fun times here.
I know Rob's favorite. Is it one that wasn't even supposed to make the cut but made the cut last week apparently?
What's that?
When Daniel.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. I don't know if you guys have noticed or paid attention to the news feed.
That was hilarious.
So
I didn't even know what you were talking
I
about.
just thought it was
we
so
used it
funny.
as a cut.
Joe,
It was supposed to
this
be
has been
cut,
a
but our
podcast
editor's a
somewhere
dick.
Nightwing would-
So immediately
Ollie.
it was added in where it was like, oh, well, you know, I'm Joe, blah blah, and I'm as happy as I don't know what. Battlestar Galactica. Nope, you're Daniel.
He
And then
just stops him and says,
Literally.
he says, nope, you're Daniel.
Nope, you're Daniel. And today on this week, blah blah. And it was supposed to be just a cut that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, it was like we messed up.
Right, exactly. No. What did he do? He edited it to make sure.
No, I didn't edit anything.
No, I knew. I said I edited.
But in fairness to that cut though, I don't think that was supposed to go in either because it goes on and I go I messed up.
Yeah, that's right. And then so I was like, how dare you? And he still made sure to put that in.
What'd you say, Rob?
So screw you, editor.
Carlos is saying, Joe, if you had the option to cast someone as Nightwing, who would you pick and why? Also, Carlos says Back to the Future comics.
Ooh.
Who would I pick and why as Nightwing? I already gave a Nightwing casting choice. And I picked Steven Yeun, but right now I think I'm going to go with Dacre Montgomery from Stranger Things / Power Rangers.
Oh,
nice.
Okay.
Mainly because I think he is going to play Nightwing.
Oh yeah. Well, since that's the news apparently.
What's going on with the Back to LOL, I saw that. Carlos says he saw that. What's going on with the Back to the Future comics?
So they rebooted the whole universe, and now Marty McFly is trapped in the Doctor's body.
Whoa, what?
Doc Brown's body, and vice versa. So now,
Great Scott!
Sounds like Spider-Man to me.
They just redid all the canon to it, and now it's. I guess the whole thing is that he's always this whole time, even throughout the movies, the whole movies were actually Doc Brown and not Marty. I just made that up. I don't read the fucking Back to the Future comics.
I was about to say, are you trying to mess with my Twin Pines going into Lone Pines? Like, leave it alone.
I don't watch the Back.
would agree with this.
I don't read the. Hey, did you know that Robert Zemeckis says as long as he's alive, they'll never make another Back to the Future?
Yep.
I hardly agree.
Attest to that.
You hardly agree?
Actually, that's another thing we were talking about earlier
was.
before we start talking about Star Wars thing. We had been talking about films that should not be remade or touched, and Back to the Future is one of them. You don't.
What else? What else is on that list? Titanic for sure.
Titanic, leave it alone.
Well, they could make a sequel.
Shawshank Redemption, leave it alone.
Ghostbusters was one.
You really? I disagree.
I
think they should have done it a little bit different.
Yeah. It shouldn't have been a reboot.
I would have been. I have no qualms with it being
Exactly.
And that's my problem with doing reboots of things. That you should just continue the story that you already have.
So all right. So Untouchables. Back to. Boom. I think The Godfather. Don't do it.
No, don't do it.
Oh my God, no.
I know they want to do another Scarface. Don't do it.
Why?
Oh God.
Why do another Scarface? Who are you gonna have? Okay, if you were to cast somebody right now, who would you have be Al Pacino's character?
Oh, that's easy.
Who?
I would have Oscar Isaac.
Benicio del Toro.
He's too old.
He looks like he does a lot of coke.
I would go. Honestly, I would rather go Benicio over. I would Oscar.
I would
Isaac.
go either Oscar Isaac or I'd go with Dominic Cooper, who plays Tony Stark's father in the movies, like younger Tony Stark's father.
Wow.
What about? Did you guys watch Narco at all?
No.
A little bit.
In the third. Well, I don't remember his name off the top of my head. He's the main guy in the third season. He's pretty dark, dude.
Another one too is Mike Mondo.
Who's Mike Mondo?
He is in Better Call Saul and yeah, I did. Better Call Saul. What's the other one? Breaking Bad. Yeah. And he's also in Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Okay.
Is Scorpion. Mike Mondo would be dope. He'd be great, and
I'd be down for
looks scary.
This guy right here.
Yeah.
I don't know his name.
I don't know who that is either.
Yeah.
He's too old. I feel like these guys, your choices are too old.
Maybe I like just keep it alone.
Yeah, why not
just leave it alone?
Just hire Al Pacino.
Exactly. Why not? Why not make Scarface 2? He died, so you can't do that.
You can't.
Carlos.
I don't think you would ever want to remake The Goonies, but I have a feeling they'll eventually do it.
Oh.
But they kind of already did with Stranger Things.
True.
Vigo says, wasn't it going to be like a female Scarface?
No, I don't think so.
Not the case, because if so, I'm sorry, Vigo, but I don't think that would be the
case. And if it was a female Scarface, they may as well just do that that story from the Cocaine Cowboys.
Yeah.
with the what's her name? The grandmother?
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Carlos Martinez says he even made a T-shirt said "No Back to the Future 4."
No, I agree.
Yep.
Why would you do that again?
No, I think we told
they had a hard enough time doing 2 and 3 anyway.
Yeah,
do you think that there will ever be another Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure?
Absolutely, 100%. I hope so. The only I think if Alex if it would have been up to Alex Winters, I think this thing would have been made 10 times over.
Yeah, but
it's hard getting Keanu Reeves to go.
Name me another thing that Alex Winters was in besides
I'll tell you right now, Lost Boys.
What? Which one?
I love Lost Boys. Are you kidding?
Just that you knew that was amazing.
Wow.
Oh man.
What did you like?
I forgot. I
It's just
forgot he was in anything else.
I just didn't know he was in anything else.
Yeah, hold on.
I believe you.
Yeah.
Believe me.
You look at the IMDb.
I'll look it up. I'm gonna pull it up.
What about you? Do you think they'll ever make another?
He's gonna get a hit on his phone. Oh my God! Somebody look me up.
If you tagged him right now, I bet you he'd retweet this or something.
No way. No, actually, Alex Winters does a lot with like documentary stuff right now.
Oh really?
Huh?
Like voiceover.
I have a feeling we can get him on the show.
Yeah.
What about you? Who do you?
What? Who do I? What?
No. Do you think it'll happen?
Yeah. I think.
Would you want a continuation or recast?
Oh,
No.
continuation.
Oh,
And I
Bill and
think-
Ted?
Yeah, it's gonna be continuation.
Oh, it's got to be
It's gonna be
continuation. There's no
And it's
no
gonna be
way.
This time, they have kids.
I honestly don't think they're gonna. I don't think they're gonna. I was gonna say. John Wick.
Okay, hold on,
You're
hold
not
on,
getting
hold on.
Keanu Reeves.
Alex
Keanu-
Winters is doing a lot of Robot Chicken.
He's great, by the way.
There's a lot
love Robot
of
Chicken.
Bones, Fever, the borrowers.
What's Fever?
Fever looked like he was uncredited.
What?
He's a subway passenger.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what it says. Bill and Ted, Lost Boys,
Okay, good.
The Equalizer, Death Wish 3.
Wow.
There you go.
Well, Equalizer the TV show, not the
Yeah,
movie.
not the-
not the
okay,
movie with
okay,
Denzel
okay.
Washington.
Okay. Oof. That was a good film too. That's terrible.
I could not believe I saw that movie.
What?
With
Sweet
the
Jesus.
oh my God.
Well, Dean Cain was in a movie with.
Yes, he was. Dean Cain was in a film with.
Oh, here's a
Denzel
little fun
Washington.
thing as I'm on IMDb. It's movies made in history, and the big headliner is Back to the Future.
Wow.
Being part 4. Back to the Future is never. Back to the Future 4 won't happen. I do believe that Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure
Will happen.
What happened
more than
before?
likely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I do think-
Keanu is
But I
down
think
to do it.
I
he's
think
busy.
Keanu is just more so like he's down to do it. It has to be the timing though.
Yeah, but
because
he's busy.
he has
nothing against it.
because there's if listen, let's be real. John Wick. I don't want to say it put him on the map because it didn't.
No.
But John Wick resurrected his career. Like it definitely
Sure,
made
sure.
it made
Oh,
you
here
want to
you
go
go.
see John Wick in a theater.
Yeah.
Speaking of Keanu Reeves, Ryan the Wizard says, "What about Speed?"
I can see they did
did
run into a remake.
Yeah,
of the sequel of Joseph Parker.
and it went down with the ship.
Yes.
I think it was actually on a ship too.
It was on a
It's
ship.
not
It was
horrible.
called Speed 2
Cruise Control.
Cruise Control. and the villain was what's his face, who was green, he was
Mark Strong.
no, it wasn't
Nicolas
him.
Cage.
No, it was the Green Goblin from
William Dafoe.
It was William Dafoe was the bad guy.
Jeez.
So you had Sandra Bullock and William Dafoe and some random dude who was supposed to take Keanu Reeves'
Jason
place.
Patrick, man. How do you not know who Jason
God,
Patrick
he was
is?
terrible. I wanted to go down with a ship. Good lord.
Oh, man.
I was like, you had a great movie like Speed, and then
It's just weird how Sandra Bullock was like.
I
yeah.
would love to see Speed only if it was done on a roller coaster.
God, that would be fun.
It's just weird that
It has to keep going.
Sandra
Yes.
Bullock was
We can't get off the coaster. Keep it moving. Keep
like,
it moving.
She was dating one cop who was like, "Oh, I'm a super cop and I'm gonna save the bus." Blah blah. She breaks up with
You're
him.
gonna tell me
and
you
dates
wouldn't
another
see
cop? No,
Speed if it was on a
can't
roller
believe it.
coaster?
Can I tell you that
I'm
one of
sorry.
my favorite
She
scenes
dates
of that
another
entire
cop
movie
who
was
lives
when
on a boat.
Keanu Reeves jumps in the car with the dude with the convertible. Do you
Well,
remember that?
Here's the bigger question.
Oh, yeah.
Would you rather see
Oh, go.
Speed on a roller coaster or Fast and the Furious in space?
Fuck no. I would rather
You gotta
see
choose
Speed
one.
on a roller coaster because I'm tired of watching Fast and the Furious.
You gotta.
I'm
admit,
so
those are-
tired of Fast and Furious. Speed on a roller coaster, make that over however many Fast and the Furiouses you're
I
gonna
would
make.
just like to. I honestly, to God, would like to see them do Fast and Furious in the Star
On a roller
Wars
coaster.
universe. Fast and the Furious
You
in the
could-
Star Wars universe, directed by Justin Lin, called Tatooine Drift.
Oh god.
Stop that and have Lucas Black and Bow Wow back again.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. And he both
Tatooine Drift. No, it should be his slave
man.
buddies like revenge. He's like, no, I've been on this planet
Yeah,
a long time. You got freed, Anakin, not me. You little bastard.
And he's, we're doing it for family.
Back to Speed. I remember watching that with my brother, and I always looked back and forth when he smashes the door, and he's about ready to crash in the convertible, and the little guy keeps going. He's going, "Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit!" Every time I'm in the car and I'm with my brother, and I'm going, "Oh crap, we're gonna crash." There's lots of people going, "Oh shit, oh shit!" Anyway, sorry, that was my little bit for the. It makes me laugh because I think it's funny because his eyes are about to pop out. And he goes, "Oh shit, oh shit." Anyways,
Did you guys know that the biggest influence for Thor Ragnarok was Big Trouble in Little China?
gosh, good because
It's not
that
even
movie
a
was
joke,
awesome.
not even a joke.
That's hilarious.
I
Seriously?
talked to Taika Waititi, and he said there was 2 movies that influenced him. I think one of them was Midnight Run, and the other
Okay.
one was Big Trouble in Little China.
Because now you
Wow.
say that,
You
I
think
kind of
about
feel
the Kurt Russell
yeah,
character,
mhm.
and now that I say it, you can think about it, be like, yep, that was
Yeah,
Big Trouble in Little China.
I haven't seen Thor, but I've seen all the trailers for it. I love Big Trouble in Little China.
I love that movie
now
too.
you
It's so
telling
good.
me that
Classic
makes me now
80s
want to see
movie.
Thor better.
Classic 80s.
Carlos says, Joe, have you seen the Nightwing fan film? And
There's
also,
so many.
Ryan says,
I don't watch.
Speed, the first one was good. We all agree on that.
I agree.
Ryan says they make other They may make other Death Wish movies.
Yeah, I heard about that.
And then Ryan also says Wild Wild West. What about that movie?
Oh man, classic.
Which one?
You're kidding me about that shit, right? Like,
I hope so.
The last good Western movie I think I saw. Honestly, the fun one was The Magnificent Seven. It was
Yes,
fun.
I agree with that. That was one I was gonna say, and I enjoyed 310 to Yuma.
I was just gonna say
love
310 to Yuma. I was just
310
gonna
to
say that.
Yuma.
Because
So-
310 to Yuma, the villains in that were psychotically great.
But not only
So
that,
good.
I actually think 310 to Yuma, the remake, was actually better than the original.
Yes.
Yeah.
I agree.
Because you get
I
more
agree.
backstory on that Rooster Cogburn
Yeah.
storyline. You get more about him. Christian Bale killed it. And
no. Ben Foster killed it.
also Russell Crowe killed it. Like, and how many celebrities
That
were
movie was
actually
so
in that
good.
movie that you just like, because like
Alan Tudyk was in that movie.
Alan
That's right.
Tudyk was in that movie.
Peter Fonda.
Luke Wilson.
Yep.
Peter Fonda, yep.
Yeah. See, I don't
you
even-
know what? Another good one too. A classic. I think it's a classic. One of my favorite movies of all time. Tombstone.
Tombstone's great.
yeah.
No,
But you 310 to
Tombstone's
Yuma?
one of the best depictions of a Western film ever, in my opinion.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Michael Rooker was in
Kilmer,
it?
Val Kilmer made that movie.
And I
Val
said,
Kilmer
I,
made
said
that.
I
Yeah.
don't like westerns, but I did watch Tombstone.
Tombstone's
I love
great.
310 to Yuma.
Do you remember?
purchased it,
I
own
felt
it.
so bad about Wyatt Earp because Wyatt Earp came out right after Tombstone.
man,
Yeah.
But it
And
just Tombstone blew it
yeah,
away.
that was
But that's
it.
another. Those two
I
have
did
very.
like Young Guns, actually.
Well, I did too. But those two are very similar in terms of like 310 to Yuma and Tombstone because at the time, Tombstone, you got to think it was '93.
Mm-hmm.
You had Kurt Russell, Val Kilmer, Bill Paxton, Sam Elliott.
Yeah.
Who else? Charlton Heston was in
Yeah.
it. Also, Powers Booth
Oh,
was the
jeez.
villain. Just recently passed away.
Yeah.
Jason Priestley on 90210.
Yeah.
The big star at the time on TV. He was in Tombstone. There was also the Thomas Hayden Church was like the main gunslinger
right.
villain. You had so many like up and coming stars at that
the
point.
thing that was kind of wrong with Wyatt Earp though was
Dennis Quaid and Gene Hackman were in it too.
Yeah,
With-
I mean
with
you
Kevin
had
Costner.
you had a full cast with that, but honestly, with the Tombstone compared to that, I want to. The biggest thing is Val Kilmer's performance as
Yeah,
Doc
Kilmer.
Holliday killed it.
Yeah, you weren't gonna
Killed
compete.
it.
You weren't gonna, and that movie put Val Kilmer, but like
Yeah.
he was
Yeah,
on
it did.
Top Gun,
Yeah, it did.
and then he left for a while.
Yep.
Then Tombstone, then right after that, Batman.
Yep.
So
Yeah,
you
that's right.
know that like he did something right. And I remember even them coming out with a made-for-TV movie that he must have done a while.
Yeah.
it was like
What,
the
did you ever
Dr.
see The
Moreau's
Saint?
Island.
Yeah.
Did you ever see The Saint?
Yeah,
The
yeah.
Saint was a good one too. Vigo says, "How about Young Guns?"
Daniel liked Young Guns.
I did.
He's a big
I-
fan of.
I love Young Guns.
Blue Diamond.
Yeah,
Emilio Estevez.
Emilio Estevez. Actually, who was the other? Who else was on Young Guns?
Young Guns
Charlie
was
Sheen.
so good. I love it because
No, it was Emilio Estevez.
No,
Young Guns-
Young Guns, but
Young Guns
24
had a
guy.
whole mythos.
Oh,
And then
Kiefer
even-
Sutherland.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then it
Yep.
did the part 2, and it was like, but it was kind of like a prequel, kind of like what happens in the future, and it was just, I enjoyed it. I
Young
enjoyed
Guns
it.
was good for its time.
Oh, it was first time. I'm not saying ever do it again.
But it was to me, Young Guns screamed like early '90s MTV Western.
Of course.
Whereas Tombstone to me was more
Was a period piece.
well,
classic
Tombstone was more, hey, my mom
Western.
and dad loved
but
this show.
then also you flip like you said 310 to Yuma. It felt like the modern day Tombstone.
That's
Because
right.
You not in the sense of story, but like in the sense of like the actors, the caliber of actors. To get Luke Wilson and Alan Tudyk just to do bit parts in that movie,
Yeah.
was pretty impressive. I mean, that movie's really, really good. Ben Foster did crush it.
Ben Foster was that. He plays a good psycho.
And you got to think that's like after Angel in X3. You know?
And before that, did you ever see the movie Hostage?
I didn't see it, but I know he was in it.
Bro, you need to go. It's on Netflix. Go watch it. It's fantastic.
Okay.
Have you ever heard of it? Okay, so it's Bruce Willis, and he's a hostage negotiator.
Yeah, I'm lost. Nope.
Can't believe that.
I can't suspend disbelief enough to believe that Bruce Willis is a hostage negotiator.
I believe
Bruce
he's a time
fucking
traveler.
Willis,
It's
I believe he's
it's
a time traveler.
I believe, is a douchebag.
What?
You know
Hold on, time out. You can't take him as a hostage negotiator. He's the best cop from Nakatomi Plaza,
Cop,
which is
not
the
negotiator. You got to calm
He's
people
still
down.
a cop.
Like,
He's still a cop.
I would have listened to Carl Winslow more than I would have Bruce Willis.
That's why they put him in there, and that's
Did
why
you
he had
know?
to drive his car
Did you guys-
backwards
did
and
you
run
guys
it
get
over and
the-
get some
did you
donuts
guys-
for his
did you guys
wife.
get
And
the
it was like,
cameo
not
in
really.
Stranger Things with Carl Winslow?
No,
seen
I didn't see it
Oh,
yet.
never mind.
Didn't see that. I'm only on episode 6.
Carl Winslow makes a
Should've
cameo
been
in Stranger Things as Carl Winslow, as the cop Carl Winslow.
As the
Yep.
cop car one's okay.
Because you'll see.
From
Did you see the
what
first
one?
episode where they're in Chicago?
I saw a piece of it.
But you know how they're in Chicago with the
Yeah.
other one?
Uh-huh.
They go back.
Oh,
You'll
okay.
see. 11 goes back,
And then
Carl Winslow's the cop
so
as
way.
Carl Winslow.
As Carl Winslow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yep. Pretty crazy.
Wow.
I don't know if he's telling the truth though. It's a joke. You don't know.
So,
You don't
so
know.
going off of that movie though, it's very fun. Ben Foster plays a psycho kid who takes hostage these kids in a house. It's very good.
Okay,
Have
you're
you seen
Ben.
Fun
You're
Game?
you're Ben Foster's agent, right? Let's say you're Ben Foster's agent.
Go ahead.
Pitch us a project you want Ben Foster to do
Right now,
right now.
God, I'd love to see him do some villain in something again. He's mostly villain characters, but I would like to see him do something that's gonna be, instead of being that psycho, I want him to be a little bit more intricate. One of my favorite movies I've ever seen him in was the one with Mark Wahlberg, and he was they were
Swim fan.
no.
Oh.
What?
Hold on, I'm
You
gonna
guys
pull it
remember
up.
that? Was it Mark Wahlberg when he was like the
No,
psycho boy? Well, that probably
It
wasn't
wasn't
Mark
Wahlberg.
No,
But you remember Swim fan?
Yeah.
I know which one you're
What
talking.
movie
Swim Fanny
it?
was crazy.
What
It was
movie
good.
was it where Mark Wahlberg was the psycho like guy that was like
You're Fear.
Fear?
Oh, there you go.
So, question for you.
I-
Serenity. Who
Yes.
comments a lot?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the movie.
No, not the movie. The person.
Okay.
The dancer.
Oh yes.
So let's talk about some of the comments they made on the not Flash show, the Marvel show. You have any?
Oh, okay. What the hell did he say? I have to go back.
Was it Last Soldier that he did with Mark Wahlberg?
Look.
Look, why don't you look and formulate your comments? But
All right.
right off the cuff, what do you want to say? Open it up.
I want to say it was Last
Honestly-
Soldier he did with Mark Wahlberg.
Let me sure my volume's down. Honestly, my thing with Serenity is
Lone Survivor.
How much
That's
of
the
a-
name of the movie.
how much of a troll are you?
Like Jesuit level.
I swear,
Jesuit.
because there are moments where Serenity's like, always, oh, I agree completely with, like, you know, I love, I'm so for Inhumans, blah, blah, yada, yada. And then, like, there are moments where you're like, how can you be for Inhumans and then against
It's almost
Thor,
like you.
Ragnarok,
It's almost
or
like
against-
you say something, and Serenity wants to comment and say the opposite.
Yeah.
Just to say the opposite. All right, let's be real, Rob. Real quick.
Okay. So going back to that, it was Lone Survivor, where they were on the hill.
You're still talking about Ben
Yeah, I'm still
Foster?
talking about
Yes.
Ben Foster
You asked
because
him?
that was probably one of the best acting I've ever seen. Ben Foster. They were inside the woods being chased by Afghani prisoners in the film or whatever.
Yeah, that was by Adi Shankar.
Yeah, all those guys are getting killed. His last scene when he was basically getting shot, and they shot him in the head, I think was the most gruesome shot.
I think
of
the
war
best role that Ben Foster ever did was at Bryan Singer's pool party, thinking that he really enjoyed himself. All right, but anyway, let's talk about real quick. Do you overall best cinematic universe, Marvel or DC?
film. Oh, Marvel, hands down.
Hands down. Why do you say that?
They just have they've got more stuff going on for them. I feel like their movies are a lot better. I don't think their TV shows are very good. I
He's
don't.
not on either of the shows.
I don't think any of those are any good. I think I wanna say that honestly, in between, I prefer a Marvel film over a DC film, but I think some of the recent DC movies have been very lackluster and not fun. Other than Wonder Woman, that one was awesome. Wonder Woman redeemed them for far over because that was
Well, Justice League is pretty good.
I don't know that.
You'll see it.
I mean, I
I
said
feel
that
that
about
I-
Thor and I haven't seen it. No, but I'm a big fan of Batman. I love Batman, and I think
Oh, you means you love Gotham,
I
the
do.
TV show.
Well, I've watched a little bit of it.
How do you feel about it?
It's all right. It's all right. I haven't watched a ton of it. I haven't watched none of it. I think Marvel does better on most of it, though. To be honest, I would rather watch. If I had the choice between watching, it depends on the character. If I had a choice between, what Marvel movie would you pick? I'd probably pick Guardians over anything right now.
Daniel, what about you? What are your responses to Serenity? Let's go take it piece by piece.
All right. Well, I just got one that's like it's kind of trippy to me when we talked about Ragnarok. Ragnarok is Wonder Woman and Age of Ultron mixed together.
How is it anything like Age of Ultron, though? I don't
in
know.
a horrible parody. It was so bad, I can't even laugh at it. Hella was good. I chuckled 2 or 3 times, was mostly bored. Took a nap, then went home. No, Disney didn't get my money. That went to Bad Moms too.
Wait a minute, then how did you see the movie?
Was that what you said? Who said that?
Serenity. Serenity.
Oh, wow.
Serenity is becoming like my favorite troll.
So wait a minute, so pretty
weird.
much what Serenity just admitted to was stealing from Disney.
Yeah.
That's pretty
Like
much
sat in the theater,
committing a
watch
crime.
it, and then
So,
walk
okay,
away.
so let's talk about falling asleep through movies. Serenity like Batman v Superman?
Martha!
That movie will be good as years go on.
You only say that 'cause I said that.
Yes, but it's true.
I don't agree with that.
Really? You don't think it'll get better with age?
Not anymore, not now.
No.
It can't.
What you
No.
call it did?
But I'll tell you why it can't now.
It's a Snyder film. That's what happens.
But here's why
They
it
get
can't
better.
now. Because they're changing the whole universe. So there's no room to let it grow.
What? Change the whole universe? Oh, with Justice League?
Yes.
Oh, is it the time travel thing like I said?
No,
with Flash?
you'll see. But it doesn't... all the stuff that's set up in Batman v Superman does not pay off in Justice League. It's completely
Oh, well,
different
I
thing.
heard about the whole Wonder Woman thing.
But then here's the thing, though. If you're gonna say that Thor, first of all, regardless if you didn't like Thor Ragnarok, at least it was funny. Batman v Superman, at the very least, you don't have any of that. it's literally what's the one thing it's known for? You just did it.
It's dark.
Martha.
Yeah, Martha.
That's what everyone.
Martha.
Yeah, everyone talks about it. That's true.
And here's the thing: if you have 2 protagonists, you're supposed to care about them. I don't care about either one of those guys by the end of the movie.
No. Honestly, and if by the end of the movie I go, wow, Wonder Woman showed up. Hopefully it starts getting better. And none of them have any, like, they're all clean.
Go ahead. You want to continue?
Can you name me?
Oh yeah.
Hold on. We have somebody on here who says, Don Juan says, best Batman movie was with Mr. Freeze. You can stop talking.
Oh, do me a favor. Just stop watching.
Yeah.
I don't play.
Well, he also made a comment earlier talking about Magic Mike.
Magic Mike?
Yeah.
Are you trolling us right now?
He's totally trolling us.
Because, like, I want to know where Magic Mike would have fell into any of the conversation.
Anyway,
maybe
Rob, name me 5 female Avengers.
5 female Avengers?
Yeah.
Name me 4.
What?
No, go ahead. 5.
Go
Just name me
5.
5 female Avengers.
Mm-hmm.
I think he's proving my point, Serenity.
Well, Serenity says.
I mean, okay, so let's go with the
You can name ones that have been in the
Russian
movie.
girl?
Yeah, Black Widow.
Black Widow.
Okay.
Again, go with some of them because I'm not huge
Sure,
on
sure,
this
sure.
stuff.
Yeah.
Black Widow. The one girl who was on so you think you
can dance?
No, so How I Met Your Mother. She's
Okay,
an
I'll
Avenger.
give you Agent Hill.
Agent Hill.
Mm-hmm.
That's about it.
That's it. That's
about it.
all I can name.
Now I have a question for you though. I mean,
This-
obviously, hold
name
on.
some that I should have
You're
figured out.
not huge into like the comic book world, really. Like
No,
super-
not really.
Okay,
Cool.
so let me ask you a question. So
Do I like them? Sure.
sure, but
Do
you're
I-
a casual. You would say
I would say I'm a
Casual moviegoer.
I've watched all the 95 Batman and 95 X-Men
So as
series.
a-
So that's my extent of
as a
my knowledge
casual
of
as a
that.
casual moviegoer, did you watch Batman v Superman? Are you aware of who the director was?
No.
What, you didn't know who the director was for Batman v Superman? Okay.
Okay, cool.
Fair enough. Do you know who the director is in the new one?
Nope.
Okay, fair enough.
Okay, good. So maybe.
So if I
Serenity's right.
say that Zack Snyder is the director for Justice League, do you care?
Nope.
If I say Joss Whedon is the director for Justice League, do you care?
Possibly. Because I know who
Okay.
Josh Whedon is.
Okay, no, see, but that's the thing. Okay, so.
Oh, you do?
Now,
Interesting.
these 2 questions. This is the reason why. Serenity says we asked that question about the Avengers like on our Marvel After Show, and Serenity's response was, "The women are the only reason I read Avengers," and then he goes off to naming Avengers: Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers, Wasp, Scarlet Witch. Dang, I forgot these. Like Black Widow, Firebird, She-Hulk.
Firebird, you come on. Firebird,
She-Hulk.
hold on.
He means
She-Hulk
he
would
means
technically be one.
Firestar, right?
I wouldn't.
First
consider that.
of all, Serenity. Firebird is a DC character.
Yeah, I think he means Firestar, though, right?
Firestar is not
She
an
wasn't
event.
Avenger, she
She's
was just
Spider-Man
Spider-Man's
and his
friend?
amazing friends.
Okay, all right.
And not only that, she's an X-Man.
Oh, yeah. All right, cool. She-Hulk, Moondragon, Mantis, and then he goes, etc., etc., etc. But it doesn't matter if someone who doesn't read Avengers can't name 5 female members. Let's keep it real. Comic books are a niche market. True. Isn't the argument always no one even reads comic books anymore?
It's hard to say that. Hold on. Let me
Readers?
stop you right
Okay.
there. It's hard to say comic books are a niche market when The Walking Dead is one of the most popular TV shows on television.
And that's all from a
And,
graphic
And it's
novel.
all from a comic book.
And the biggest movies that are making any money are based off of what?
Comic books.
There
So
you
it's
go.
hard to say it's a niche market. Now, I understand comic buying might be a niche market.
Right.
However, comic books in general are not.
No one. Now he does have a point, which was like, okay, this could be a good point. No one, even comic book readers, knew who Guardians of the Galaxy are. So
I mean, I
same
did.
shit-
I knew who they were.
Well, true.
I
but
didn't
that's-
know who they are, and that
didn't know
they're
too much.
probably one of my favorite
Nope.
movies to come out
Yeah,
all the time.
yeah, but I didn't know too much. But I was like, I knew they exist, but I didn't know who they were. I was like, oh, okay, Groot, sure, that's the one I've noticed, but that was it. And then Rocket, because they like showed him on everything, because it was like, oh, look, it's a raccoon with
Because
a
that
gun.
appealed to kids.
Yep. Should be. Oh wait. So same should be for an A-Force or Lady Liberator's film. It's all about the Marvel brand, which, like Apple, is a thing, and then doing a good job.
That's
of
not
marketing.
true, and I'll stop you there for a second. It's not all about the Marvel brand, and I have
The brand is strong.
two words for you: the Inhumans. If it was all about the Marvel brand, then the
The
Inhumans
Inhumans
would
will
be a
automatically be
blockbuster
good.
TV show, straight
True.
up.
True.
Didn't it flop?
It
Yes.
flopped. It would
Yeah.
not only did it flop, it has the lowest ratings out of
I
any
remember
television
watching
show of
like
the new
5
season.
seconds of it and turning it off.
Turning it off.
So if
I'm
it was-
still just caught up, and I'm like,
If it
wow,
was
what did I do?
about that, then we'd be talking about oh my gosh, let's talk about Black Bolt and his
Everybody who
Fuck you
says that,
talking
Carlos says same here. Vigo says official to Marvel, anyways. But everybody just basically had just said yes.
Yes,
Who's on the
right?
chat right now is like,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
they agree with that.
I mean, I'll say for that argument, I'm sorry. I think you lost. But moving on, there was another one. This has become a Serenity says episode, because I'm sorry, you said a lot that was like, oh, maybe you didn't need to. Serenity says, homie's talking to vocal minority to be the majority. Majority of people don't even dive as deep as we do into movies, so they have no idea.
Let me stop you right
who is-
there. Don't say we, because you're not talking for me. That's number one. Number two, I'm just going to say, talking about vocal majority and minority, it seems like Serenity is always taking the path of the
Most
underdog, or
resistance.
trying to be the underdog.
Right.
Hence, you like the Inhumans. I mean, if you're real with yourself, you know it's not a good show. And if you do think it's a good show, then you have bad taste. So it's one or the other.
It was a bad show, man. I'm sorry. Maybe you like the comics, and I can understand enjoying the characters, but the comic, no. And don't even dive as deep as we do in the movies. So they have no idea who is directing Justice League.
So how'd y'all feel about Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. then?
I thought Agents of
I
S.H.I.E.L.D.
enjoyed-
was very weak the first 3 seasons.
Two
and
seasons.
I thought
me.
that fair enough, but the 4th season was very good.
See, because if a season isn't strong enough for me to watch, I don't pay attention after that.
And you shouldn't.
I dropped it after the
I
first
feel
one.
the first 2 seasons were not good. They were trying to do their world building, but it was very slow. It was didactic at moments. It wasn't good. But season 3, they finally got into some level of a long stride. Season 4, they were going. It was like a fucking
And speaking
boom,
of Marvel
and they hit
being
it so
a
well.
brand too, if Marvel were the brand that you say it is, and it could do no wrong like Apple, then we wouldn't be talking about the downfall of Iron Fist. So
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
God, pull that right out.
it's true.
How is Iron Fist?
Not good.
I was gonna say, how's Cage?
I like Luke Cage. I
Yeah?
like the first half of Luke
There
Cage.
you go. That's the
Okay,
answer.
because none of that stuff right now is appealing to me.
Oh, okay.
Fair enough.
That makes sense.
'Cause
You should watch Jessica Jones, though. It's really good.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, because again, I've been trying to. Obviously, Stranger Things is something I'm watching right now, and I'm slowly catching up to a handful of shows that are on there, and none of those anythings that I've seen on there appeal to me right now.
Oh,
What
did you
does
watch
Carlos
Daredevil?
say?
Carlos says, Joe, sorry, I guess I have bad taste since I actually like Inhumans.
I guess you do. I guess you do.
Well, Carlos.
Carlos,
if
why-
you-
Hey,
why
but
did
you
you
know
like
what,
it?
Carlos? In fairness,
There you go.
in fairness, though, there's certain things we don't have bad taste about. I'm not saying that it's relegated to one person.
I love The
and,
Matrix.
And he likes the. I mean, Matrix isn't bad overall,
all three.
but
Hold on,
There you go. There you
on.
go.
Y'all,
I like all
y'all don't
three.
like The Matrix?
I love all three.
I'm not.
No
a
one
Matrix
likes all
fan.
three.
Really?
I like all three.
Okay, I think we should break down that stuff then.
Okay, all right.
So why didn't you like all three then?
Why not like
No
any
one
one of
loved,
the three?
No
even?
one loved the second because everyone kept. Well,
Time
everyone
out.
I
I
speak
thought
to,
the second one was fantastic.
I loved 1, 2, and 3 as a one whole film.
Yeah.
But the problem is 2.
Yes,
being
because they're a
honest,
continuation of the entire thing. It's a
exactly,
longer film.
But the second, even though there was a lot of world building, which I love.
I think
Yeah.
if you combined all
But
three
the problem
films,
is,
even it's still not equaling up
we
to
didn't
one
have
Lord
to-
of the Rings movie, though.
Amen to that.
Time.
Amen to that. I don't know
we
what
didn't
time
have
was.
to live. We didn't have to live in the real world as long as we did on the second one. I was like,
I didn't have to
I'll
live
go
through
for
bad
that.
acting as long as I did for any one of them. So,
whoa, 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 whoa,
Who
whoa.
were you canceling out?
are you?
Bad, no,
Wait,
he's-
are we
the
saying
Matrix.
Keanu
Are you
Reeves?
talking about Keanu Reeves being like completely terrible in that movie?
Keanu was not. What do you?
He was not terrible in that movie.
Dude, that's why he didn't speak so much.
Yeah.
They knew not to make him speak. They knew it.
If you know that your character limitations are, hey, we can't let this guy speak because he's in our movie, is a bad idea.
That's how they wrote it, just in case, too. It
Wait
was
a
smart.
minute. I don't think so because I don't think that was going to be the same exact script they were presenting to
Oh,
Will
probably
Smith
not. Oh, well,
when he was
yeah.
offered the role.
Yeah, yeah. But the Wachowskis were smart to be
If you
like,
watch
well,
The Matrix
Brad
in
Pitt,
reverse,
he
it
said
goes
no, and they moved
from
on.
a
Yeah.
drug addiction
I
to
mean,
Neo
because,
turning into-
and I don't think the Matrix would have been as good as it was for Will
Anyway,
Don-
get back to Serenity.
Don Juan has a funny comment. If you watch the Matrix in reverse, it goes from a drug addiction to Neo turning into a guy with a regular job.
Yep,
That's
yeah,
pretty funny.
yeah.
That's actually good.
That's
Yeah.
really funny. The only issue I ever had with the Matrix is at the end when they're all like, "Oh yay, everything's good," and then it's, "Oh yay, I made a rainbow for Neo."
Yeah,
That was the stupidest part of the
Yeah.
entire thing to me.
Yeah,
I
I
like
agree.
the second one because of all the the car crashes and the slow motion
Oh my
sequences
God,
were
the freeway.
balling. I love the
Wait
freeway.
a minute. You like that stuff? but
I
you didn't
love the
like Fast
freeway.
and the Furious?
No, because here's where I don't like Fast and the Furious.
What? Well, you didn't like a
Matrix-
safe being
the-
dragged down
Matrix,
Brazil
I
to
knew
the
there were going to be
highway?
a slow motion scenes and there was going to be mind bending and things going on and car chases and things going on. Fast and the Furious originally was a movie about stealing cars and car races. It is now turned into an action sequences with lots of explosions
Well,
and
no,
whatnot.
it's now become their spies.
Yeah, they're spies. How do
know how
you
thieves
accept
become spies.
Ludacris as a man who is a
guy
man
behind
who
the
is
desk.
espionage?
Yeah, he's the guy behind the desk.
I can get The Rock doing
Hold on.
it, but
Continue
I
on
can't
with
take.
Serenity real quick.
Okay,
so I can
okay.
finish
No,
this up.
I just
Alright,
can't. I
so
love
then-
Luda. It ain't gonna work that way. Like move, bitch, get out the way. Like
That's what I
no,
expect.
I can't
Okay,
take it.
So majority of people don't even dive that deep into movies as we do into movies, so they have no idea who's directing Justice League.
So now he's talking for the majority, I'm guessing now, since I couldn't talk for them.
I think so.
Serenity's talking for the majority. And he's one to speak on the majority since he's such a big believer in the Inhumans.
Well,
Okay,
that's-
cool. Continue.
Well, he was slightly proven right with the Justice League thing.
Sorry to cut you up, but Vigo has a really funny comment about the Matrix. He says the scene in the Matrix was just another day on the 405.
They're like road rage.
Road rage! Ah!
All right, so
Smash the buses. That's
let
funny.
me see movies. Justice League. I'm with Miggy on this one. And yes, Storm was an Avenger.
Yes, she was an Avenger for one issue.
Okay.
It was Avengers 19 in like 2012. So sure. I mean,
It was short. It was short-lived, but was very recently before Uncanny Avengers came around. I'm pretty sure it was right before AVX. I think it was before AVX. Yeah, of course, 2001. That's true. those are the ones that really jumped out to me. He has a lot of other ones that I'm just like, I don't really care. Typical Marvel movie and all. Okay.
Carlos has something. He says, Joe, I have a question. If Inhumans aired on cable, would it make a difference?
No. I think if it had a different writer and different executive producer, then it would make a difference. If
it aired on HBO.
No, I don't even think if there's a lot of factors that went into Inhumans where I think it's not good. Number one being that first of all,
stupid deal.
The dumbest thing they could have done was promoting it to being a half movie, half TV show.
There you go.
That's number one.
It was aired in
theaters.
Because of that stupid deal. That's why they had to go ahead and promote it.
But I don't think that's not the worst part of that. You can have that same deal, but if you had a great writer and a great director, I'd have loved it. But if that was Game of Thrones, if you would have done Game of Thrones, actual Game of Thrones that we see now, the season premiere in an IMAX theater, you'd go to see it.
Yep.
And you'd probably enjoy it.
Yep.
Vigo has a fun fact about Storm, by the way. It says Storm was in the Fantastic Four longer than she was in the Avengers.
She was awesome.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
T'Challa.
Yeah.
But with the Inhumans, I think the biggest failure for that show is it not knowing what it wanted to be. I don't think they had a clear direct. I think that they knew that they wanted to do the Inhumans, but didn't know how to execute it, and you can completely tell. And the worst part about Inhumans too is that you can completely tell it's a TV show and not in the movie universe.
Oh, you can't.
Can you see Black Bolt standing side by side with Tony Stark? Just doesn't work.
Wouldn't deal with it.
And why is that?
Because I think that you're getting, first of all,
you're getting bargain basement.
Yeah, it's kind of
you're
like
getting bargain basement Marvel. With that
really? So basically, it was like the lowest of the low that they were trying to do.
I wouldn't say the lowest of the low, but you're getting. You know how when you watch a CW DC show and then you see Batman v Superman, you know the difference.
Right.
That's that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why were they? What was the whole ploy behind trying to put it in a movie theater?
Because IMAX paid for the first 2 episodes.
No way.
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Blew their budget right there too.
Whoever has the spice makes everything nice.
It's true. Well, do they though?
What did you think about, what did you think about Ant-Man?
Me? Originally?
The movie.
I think Ant-Man was the one quirky movie that we had that was not really... I don't know, it was fun. I always liked Ant-Man. I never had an issue with Ant-Man. Ant-Man was one of those ones that, to my opinion, again, Ant-Man is a throwaway character in my opinion. But his film was good.
I thought it was quirky and it was funny.
I liked Ant-Man. I
feel just like the character, the film... It's like throwaway film from Marvel.
Whoa.
Which one? Ant-Man was a throwaway film from Marvel?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Just like the character Ant-Man, right?
He said Ant-Man.
No. I didn't say that. I feel like Ant-Man is a side character. I felt like the film is something like I said throwaway as in the fact of being like something that is not like. It's not going to go if you've got Iron Man or like as of now Iron Man compared to Ant-Man. Iron Man's a bigger character than it. I would say that was one of those. It was like a filler film.
It
was a filler film.
Side character. It was like, we have something to tell.
See, I think the movie would have been better in a different direction, but I mean that's me personally.
And the reason I'm asking is because there was a Serenity comment.
This guy was trolling, wasn't he?
Serenity does this every once in a while.
All right,
it does it all the time.
Yeah, it does. Ant-Man is actually good.
What'd y'all think
of course,
on here, by the way?
Everything that I say, Serenity disagrees with.
Yeah,
Truth be told, Serenity has terrible taste and doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Straight up.
Ooh.
So
Serenity coming at you.
Right? So Ant-Man is actually good. Fun and funny. So not the typical Marvel film at all. And no, not an Edgar Wright film at all. So
Ant-Man's fun and funny, but Thor is something to sleep. Thor Ragnarok's something to sleep through.
Yeah.
Anybody that's in the chat or in the comments below,
yeah,
please comment on that real quick. And
everybody so far is saying that Ant-Man was great. Shadowbird084 said Ant-Man was great. Vigo has said the plot of Ant-Man is basically the same thing as the first Iron Man.
It's true.
It wasn't Oceans?
No. To me, Ant-Man would have been a lot more interesting had it been Hank Pym building Ultron.
I thought it was Oceans in the Marvel Universe.
Yeah, I agree with what he just said. I like that storyline better. The thing how I liked that was filmed though because
You don't even need that.
It was Edgar Wright who directed that one, right?
No, it was.
Who
Marvel
directed
wanted
that?
you to think it was Edgar Wright.
Oh yeah, he was the name on it. He was the name on it.
Remember, and then he.
It was Scott.
because they flip flop directors on him. Did they?
Scott Derrickson or something.
So
Scott Derrickson. No, that's Peyton Reed. Sorry, Peyton Reed. Scott Derrickson did.
The thing I did like about that movie was the side character. I forget his name. Luis.
We said that.
When Luis was talking about things and his storyline would pop to different people talking, and it was him talking for them. I thought that was one of the better things that they had ever done in a Marvel movie.
Film, it was cool.
And honestly, I don't think it really ever done that in a regular movie. Anyways, is somebody talking?
They've done that.
But,
that's why I said Oceans, because that's a
Oceans thing. Like Oceans 11.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's a Sorkin thing.
I
don't think
where
the music plays like dum, 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 dum,
yeah,
and then
somebody else is talking for
If you're saying that it's an Oceans 11 movie, then it's a poorly executed Oceans 11. So it's either a poorly executed or Oceans 11.
It's a heist film.
It's Marvel's heist film.
So, okay, let me ask you something. When you watched Ocean's 11, whether it be Ocean's 1 or 11, 12, or 13.
I love them.
Sure. But every single one of those had stakes, and you knew and you knew that like what they were doing was very unique to the situation, and they had to get through it using their wits. Yeah. Right? With Ant-Man, he can shrink, and you knew that no matter what the stakes were going to be, he was going to make it happen because he had a power where he can shrink.
Serenity's on here.
Please chime in.
Weird.
Serenity Q27 only says only complaint I had about Ant-Man is that it wasn't starring Janet and Hank.
I agree. Now that's something I do agree with.
Don Juan says Hancock was the best super movie made.
I love Hancock, but don't do that, man.
I was gonna say,
don't do that. What's wrong with you?
Well,
Hancock was good,
Shadowbird said for me, the Wasp is even better.
I do like the Wasp character. I don't know why. See, that's one thing.
I think they
Jan
should have
has always been a stronger character to me than Hank.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if it was the Ultron storyline with Jan and Hank, they should have focused more on Jan's character.
Okay.
Use the guise of Ant-Man and really make the Wasp the hero. I think that could have been a way more interesting storyline than Ocean's 11. Well, everybody knows Ant-Man's not one of my favorite Marvel movies.
No. I to respond back to Don Juan's comment of Hancock, Carlos says, well, let's not get too ahead of ourselves, Don.
True.
Slow your roll, dude.
Damn, Carlos got some good ones.
Carlos is good, man. Carlos, keep it rolling, buddy. We like what you're saying. It's funny. Nothing against you, Don Juan, but
man.
Hancock.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Hancock, I enjoyed, but come on, let's not lie to ourselves. Yeah. So Serenity goes on to say, "You're here."
I mean,
let me see. Actually, good, fun and funny. Ant-Man and Guardians.
If that's the case, you might as well start talking about like Mystery Men or something.
Ant-Man and Guardians.
Oh, I love Dick Tracy. Come on now, Dick Tracy's fantastic.
Ant-Man and
That's
Guardians.
That's a goodie, man.
Oh, the face, huh?
What's wrong? Yeah, exactly.
Ant-Man and Guardians.
Al Pacino was in that movie. What's wrong with that movie?
Let me finish.
We got prune face on the side.
That's got him busy.
I'll keep going. Come on.
That's probably
no face, Leatherface. Yeah.
Gotham is Dick Tracy.
It's ageless. Yeah. Ant-Man and Guardians 1 were awesome. The other movies are boring. Boring. Try it like hands down. I guess he's saying like they were just boring. Trying to be cool, trying to be hip, trying to be deep, and failing all the way. So he's saying, I guess, for the other Marvel films, they were just like...
So that includes Spider-Man, Civil War, Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier was very good.
I feel like that's one movie you can just completely take out of anything and let somebody watch it.
That's the great thing about Winter Soldier, especially. It doesn't need to be a superhero movie.
Nope.
You can take out the character Steve Rogers and put in Daniel Jerome, and it's still a good movie.
It was a spy espionage film based in a superhero world, but we didn't do too much superhero stuff.
Nope.
And that's what made it so good. And that's why I was like, damn, it could have been Black
I want you to comment on that comment of like it was Ant-Man and Guardians, the only two fun movies. Go
Spawn.
ahead. Spawn was terrible.
Ryan the Wizard said Spawn.
Thank God they're making a new one.
And Don Juan says, hell yeah, Spawn was great.
Wow. I don't know.
This is also Don Juan saying Pennywise was a superhero. He saved parents from bad kids.
You got a point.
If you put it that way.
You got a point.
Yeah,
Thanks,
Pennywise. Put it that way.
So yeah, the Edgar Wright film. Let me see. All right, so Ant-Man and Guardians 1 were awesome. The other movies are boring and just trying to be cool, trying to be hip, trying to be deep, and failing all the way.
And Batman v Superman, Man of Steel, and Wonder Woman. I mean, Wonder
Did
Woman.
he like Man of Steel? Did he like? I don't know if he liked Man of
Well,
Steel.
he does say that the DC
Serenity.
universe.
Do you like the DC universe more than Marvel?
Well, yeah, that's
he-
an ongoing thing.
Yeah, that's what he
Yeah,
said.
that's always.
He was on air a little bit ago. Are you still on here, Serenity? Make some noise.
Serenity, let us know.
What's up, Serenity?
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
Always
I mean,
praises Batman v Superman.
yeah,
Always
he
praises
does.
Suicide Squad.
Jeez.
Because it's
I'm
groundbreaking.
sorry, man.
Are you telling me about that beautiful soundtrack that they made?
That's pretty much what it was, right?
It was a beautiful soundtrack.
Guardians can do something. We can do something too, and that's
Gosh,
exactly what they did.
That was a good
We'll make a
soundtrack.
movie, and
What did you feel about the movie,
surrounded
though?
around the soundtrack.
Honestly, first 45 minutes of it was good, and after the rest of it, I kept getting irritated.
High five.
Seriously, I thought the soundtrack was
That is-
awesome. I watched it and I was like, this is good. The first 45 minutes, and then it started going into really long cut screens of Will Smith, and then really long, slow motion, endless need for nothing, and it just
That's
I
exactly
just didn't like it.
The first 45 minutes, he just cut it down to exactly what I felt.
My favorite
First
scene of the
45 minutes was good.
entire film was the opposite version of Harley Quinn and Joker being tracked down by Batman, and their view of Batman taking them over.
Yep.
What is Don Juan saying?
Don Juan said, "I thought he was dressed up for Gilligan's Island."
What are they talking about?
Hold on, let's go back to Don Juan. Oh hell yeah! Don Juan says, "Hell yeah, Spawn was great." Vigo says Georgie had it coming.
Oh,
Really,
Gilligan's
who
Island,
dresses up at the Gordon's Fisherman? I don't know what that is.
Who dressed up as the Gordon's Fisherman?
You said
It's a Gordon.
oh, Serenity's back.
Fisherman.
Serenity's back. Says I stand by my comment as complete film only, like Ant-Man and Guardians Volume 1. The other films only had characters like Scarlet Witch and Loki that are good. So are you only saying that you
Wait,
like
so then I
Guardians
don't-
1 and
don't-
Ant-Man?
I'm really curious then. So your taste preferences are. Let me get this straight. Killer Croc, Captain Boomerang, Harley Quinn. Granted.
Yeah, if you got a problem with Harley Quinn in those pants, man,
Yeah, right?
that's some
who
nice
else?
boots.
Deadshot
That shot.
and the Enchantress.
Hey,
And the fire guy. What was
Yeah,
it?
yeah.
Diablo.
Diablo.
Wait, no, Joe,
Who's
you're
a-
forgetting the
a
most
waste of-
important character in that film.
Slipknot.
There you go. That guy,
Slipknot.
literally,
Oh, exactly.
the most important character in
He
that
was
film.
in there for 5 seconds,
That's
and
it.
he killed himself
That's
by
it.
his own Slipknot.
I think honestly,
Wow, his head blows
if we're
up.
talking about just pure entertainment,
I almost forgot about that guy
always
completely in the
love making
entire
fun of
movie.
it.
if we're talking about pure entertainment, let's be completely honest about
Okay,
something.
all right.
I would even go as
Guardians is the funnest movie.
I would go as far to say that. Let me think. Somebody as minimal as Phil Coulson is more entertaining than Superman in their whole universe.
Who? Phil Coulson?
Yeah, Agent Coulson is more entertaining than
man.
Superman.
That is
in the
messed
universe.
up. Come on, man.
You're gonna tell me that's not true?
All right.
Uh,
All right.
Let's be
Superman
real. Did you
wasn't
really care when
entertaining.
Superman died in Batman vs Superman?
I really
Not
didn't
really.
care that Agent Coulson died.
True,
I gotta be honest. When he died, I was like, okay,
Yeah,
sorry.
nobody cared.
but I
was
felt
like,
the
oh,
same
wow.
way when Superman died.
It's true.
Yeah, I
kinda
didn't feel
true.
the same. Like Superman died. Okay, that's
Yeah, it was like, oh.
we get
Batman
Ryan the Wizard says, "What about Small Soldiers the movie?"
Oh, God.
I'm not gonna
Thank
lie.
you.
As a kid, when that was coming out, I enjoyed that movie.
Yeah, you know?
I'd say I enjoy it. I wouldn't say that would be like something I go, "Hey guys, let's rush to go watch this
Yeah,
old classic
no.
film
Ooh,
called
okay.
Small Soldiers." I would go be like, "Oh, it's Saturday in the afternoon.
Since
I'm
we are
really
talking
really
about Marvel
bored.
films,
Nothing
I
to
wanted
watch."
to ask favorite Marvel film. I know we already had the conversation.
Winter Soldier.
It's actually tossed up between that one and Guardians, but originally because I still feel like it held up that franchise has been Iron Man, the first one. The Iron Man first one
What does
kicked
that say?
everything. Which one? Carlos, this is Serenity's back.
No, Coulson's the bomb next to the DCEU.
Damn. Okay, so
That's my
Serenity.
Shadowbird. Thank
All
you.
right.
Serenity says, I liked all the DC films. I didn't like two scenes in the Man of Steel on first
Man of Steel.
viewing. Clark letting his dad die and him killing Zod. But on second viewing, no longer bothered me.
So you like the majority of people. That's how they
That
all felt.
movie is so goddamn boring.
Are we talking about the newer Superman?
No, Man of Steel. Yeah,
You can take the
Man of
worst
Steel?
episode
Man
of
of Steel.
Smallville, and it's better than Man of Steel.
Man of Steel, really?
Yes.
Dang.
Oh, wow.
Dang.
You know what really
Man
got
of
me,
Steel is
though?
like Zack Snyder put me in a sleeper hold.
Now, I will agree with you. I wouldn't say it was the worst, but I will agree with you for the fact of this. That movie, for a good half of the film, was a lot of smashing for no apparent reason.
Man of Steel?
Yeah. Superman's down here to try to help save humanity, right? To an extent. But he destroyed more of it than he did in that movie.
He did it on the second one.
And it's also not
Right?
it's not a clear representation of who Superman is.
No.
Superman is a character that's supposed to instill hope.
Yeah, and he didn't do that.
No, he if anything, he instilled destruction.
Yeah, and I think they played off of that in Batman Superman, though.
Yeah, they did.
In what by far though did Bruce Wayne drive a Jeep
Jeep, yeah.
Renegade?
Yeah.
You're
I still
Wayne.
enjoy, but see, this is the thing.
Why
I
are you
still
driving a
I
Jeep
enjoyed
Renegade?
Ben Affleck's Bruce Wayne, and I'll say why.
Without the Jeep
I
Renegade.
love that.
I felt Ben did well. You get hives with the.
But why are you driving a Jeep Renegade?
He
Why?
stole it though, didn't he?
I love the fact.
Didn't he steal
I think he
the
did.
car?
Yeah,
Yeah, he stole it.
He had a siren on it, so yeah.
Yeah,
And then,
steal something cooler.
An all-terrain vehicle that needed to go through rubble. It kind of makes sense.
Yeah, and then I love the fact that
Product placement.
it was
Put a Coke.
he made the way they did it, they were sure to make it very personal for him, and he loved his company and the people in it. Like, he wasn't detached from Wayne Enterprises. He was there, he saw everything happening, and he as himself, what are you going to do with one man?
Hold on, Bruce Wayne
He's
is
gonna save
also
people.
Bruce
But
Wayne is
it's
also
it's that-
in a
it's that-
Renegade.
in the
but
DC
it's that
cinematic
need
universe.
to do
Bruce
it.
Wayne is also Harvey Weinstein.
Ooh.
Realistically, his line when he sees I like those shoes.
I don't know if that's a.
And then not only that, but then he also makes that comment to Alfred when he's out of the wine about like if there's any other future generations of Waynes. But then he alludes to the fact that he just sleeps around and it doesn't matter to him.
Well,
So
it's not Weinstein. It's just,
So Serenity goes back. You were saying that if Smallville is bad, that's a great show. And yes, I get what you were saying about the smashing, but I'm a big kid and I love action like that.
sure. So then Pacific Rim must be like the. No, Pacific Rim's not a terrible movie, but it had more of a story.
John
than Batman
Wick
Superman.
has to
I'm
be
not
big.
saying I'm
Ugh.
not saying at all that Smallville was bad. That's actually the exact opposite
See,
point I'm making.
I had a hard time even watching Pacific Rim.
oh yeah, I'm not gonna get that.
I personally think Smallville is a decent told story, but it didn't need 10 seasons to get there.
No, it didn't.
Carlos says, "What about Tron?"
What about Tron?
Exactly.
Well, moving on from that.
Yeah,
So
yeah, that was quick. Iron Man is my favorite Marvel. Iron Man 1 was just a good film. It was a good film, and it just happened to be also a superhero movie.
Larry Newbill says Daniel's favorite superhero film is Meteor Man.
What? What?
that's actually true.
No, it's not.
You must have said it. Why would Larry Newbill say that?
One, I'm a black guy. Two, he knows like he can say, "Oh, a black guy like Meteor Man." That's why he said it. That's why he said it.
I
He
like
wouldn't say-
Meteor
he wouldn't
Man.
say
I'm
he's a
not
good
gonna
guy.
lie. I
He's
like
"Well,
Meteor
me."
Man.
Meteor Man was funny.
I love
He
Meteor
loved it.
Man.
Daniel
Meteor
loved
Man was
it.
funny.
Who is it? Robert Townsend.
Robert Townsend. Robert Townsend is fucking genius, man. I love Robert Townsend.
I know
man.
one of Dan's
Hollywood
favorite movies
Shuffle.
is Meteor Man.
No,
That's
Hollywood
one of the
Shuffle is
greatest.
one of my
What's
favorite.
wrong
That man
with
is
that?
genius.
Meteor Man's funny.
Meteor Man is
what's wrong with
hilarious.
that?
It's not one of my favorite superheroes.
Top 5.
It's not even a superhero, man. It's not.
He is a superhero.
I understand he got the meteor, blah, blah, no. Chronicle, then. Why don't I say that?
Chronicle's not
Say
superhero.
that. Why not?
Oh shoot, man! I'm gonna go watch
They didn't put on
Meteor
suits.
Man.
I will say this about it: Don Cheadle was there in that movie, and
That's
was blonde.
clearly a superhero costume. Did
you see this?
That's clearly a superhero costume.
That is.
If you have fake abs,
you
then
guys
have
know
a
Don
superhero
Cheadle
costume.
was in that film, right?
Was he?
Who?
Don Cheadle
Was in Meteor Man?
That's
as
why he
one
was
of
one
the
of your
blonde
favorites?
with the blonde flat top.
Was that why?
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
it's not
He
one of my
was
favorites
Goldilocks.
No, type in Don Cheadle.
I did. He's right here.
No. See the picture. You want
Oh,
to
see the picture? Don Cheadle in Meteor Man.
Blonde hair, dude. Oh my god.
Is it that bad? His name is called Goldilocks.
Anyway, is there anything else we want to address about this?
I think
About
right now
Meteor Man?
having fun.
You do know too much about Meteor Man.
I do know too much about Meteor Man. I do.
Are you sure it's not?
It's a comedy, man. What I remember, I love comedy.
But
I
just because
fall
it's comedy
into
doesn't mean so is Thor Ragnarok. It's still a superhero movie.
Yeah, very true. But once again, Meteor Man is a comedy, and it's
Oh
Robert
my
Townsend.
god, I can't
So,
believe we
Guardians of
start
the
talking
Galaxy
about
also
Meteor
comedy.
But
Man.
not a Robert Townsend film.
There's comedian. You know who else is a comedian? That's in
Oh
a superhero
wow!
movie?
Oh
Ant-Man.
wow! Yeah,
the
there you
verse.
go. There's your Don Cheadle
Spider-Man.
picture.
I'm
Come
telling
on.
you, like the
Come on.
blonde
But also,
thing, oh my
Paul
There you
Rudd.
go,
Paul Rudd's
right there.
Ant-Man, so that's
Right there.
He's a comedian. He's a
I
comedy guy.
forgot they had Debo in that movie.
Oh
You
man,
do know a lot about Meteor
I know
Man.
a lot about Meteor Man.
Give me some more
That's
facts about of
That's
more
all I
Meteor.
remember.
No,
That's all I
okay,
remember.
he's excited.
I think about
He knows
it.
more.
I knew Don Cheadle was
Yeah,
there.
that's
I know
funny.
they wear the blonde thing, the blonde froze or flat top.
Give us more what Serenity
Okay,
saying.
okay. We have more. Serenity's got more. I know we're reading a lot about Serenity. I don't even like Batman in general, but I like Affleck's
Batman either.
depiction of him.
enjoy Batman.
Strong, sexy, tough. Oh, and the kid Wayne on Gotham has grown on me as well.
First and foremost, when you have to when you have to preface any kind of superhero with sexy, doesn't scream superhero to me. I'm sorry.
You mean you don't like nipples on your
I mean,
batsuit?
let's be honest about Wonder Woman. Like realistically, it's not. Can I have some of that? It's not necessarily about the. It's not about her sex appeal to me that makes the character appealing. It's more so about
That's good. I don't need
her,
much.
her courageousness. Courageousness? His courage. Courageousness.
I don't. Serenity comes back at you. Says, "I don't know if it holds up as if I'm an adult. I can enjoy it, but as a kid, especially, one of my superheroes I enjoy. I believe he is the first black superhero I ever saw.
Meteor Man?
Yes, me speaking of Meteor Man.
That's the first black superhero you're exposed to? What's the first black superhero you were exposed to? Steel?
Don Juan's got some interesting comments. He says, Agent J and Agent K are the best superheroes of mankind.
Oh, nice.
Carlos.
Mr. T is the
Maybe
is
my
the first superhero.
That's right.
Black superhero I was
First
exposed
black
to.
Oh, there's that photo of Don Cheadle too. By the way, we just got up.
Oh
on
my
there for
God!
you.
Look at that, man.
He post that again just a little bit longer, so they could see that.
That
Yeah,
fro.
let's put that back on there again.
That flat top.
Let's talk about this for a second.
Goldilocks.
Can we get that picture back on?
Oh, we're on a delay. I don't know.
Oh,
if
we're
we
in a
do that.
delay. Oh, my bad. Never mind. It's
Man,
gone. I'm
but,
talking about
look
something
at
again.
that. I mean, it's trippy.
Oh, it's back up now. Okay.
That Don Cheadle, like, look at him.
So
God.
the photo that's there, obviously some of y'all can see it. Wow, look at Don Cheadle, Debo, Don Cheadle, some random dudes, blonde hair.
Man, and then later we get black blonde people in Demolition Man.
Oh,
With
I
Wesley
love
Snipes.
I
Demolition
actually
Man.
like
By the way,
Demolition Man,
Demolition
too.
Man was a good film.
Did anybody figure out what to do with the shells? Anybody?
I don't know what you're
'Cause
talking
What's that?
Demolition Man. Three shells.
Three shells.
You go to the bathroom, they give you 3 shells. Oh my God! You guys say I love Demolition Man, but nobody remembers the
God,
shells.
Nobody
oh.
said.
What the hell?
I haven't
How do you
seen
guys
it in a
remember
bit. I haven't seen it
I
in a
love
bit.
Demolition Man.
No,
No one remembers
I
the
do
shells.
like Demolition Man. It was
There's
a
a
good
moment
film.
every time where like he goes to the bathroom and Sandra
Oh,
Bullock.
sorry. I was supposed to remember one.
No,
moment.
because they make
One
the
movie.
joke. They make the joke throughout the film. It becomes a through line where he's like, "I still know what to do with the 3 shells." He says that, and it was like, "What?" It was so stupid.
It was a pretty forgettable movie. I mean, there's like
said
very
you loved
little
it.
I remember from.
You said you loved
Demolition Man.
Oh,
I did
hey,
love it when I saw it
Vigo
that
just
way.
Vigo just typed really loud on thing. He says he doesn't know how to use the 3 seashells.
There you go.
Hey, he knew what you were talking about.
There you go. Thank you, Vigo. Thank
Anyway,
you for legitimizing
I think
my
we should
phrase.
wrap it up.
I think we did a good.
I think we're done.
You sure?
We're done here.
Unless they have something else they want to talk about.
Oh.
Do you guys have one last thing for us to talk about?
Are you done
I love
telling
talking about
how wrong he
Serenity.
was?
I love talking about his love of the DC cinematic universe because it seems like it. Honestly, I will say this: Justice League is pretty good in my opinion because I have seen it and it is pretty good and it's funny. I'm not going to spoil anything about the movie because just go see it.
Serenity says, I grew up on Mr. T, but I didn't consider him a superhero in classic sense. No code name, no costume, no powers.
B.A. Baracus is definitely a code name for badass Baracus.
Yeah, exactly, right?
So for me, it was a Storm and Meteor Man till I got to the comics in '97.
Okay.
All
right, that's fine.
Not really good movie.
That's you.
Okay.
I think that the first real black superhero that I really loved was probably Bishop from the X-Men.
Yep.
Oh, hands down, 100%.
Man, I really liked Bishop, especially with the way he was introduced. Because he was accusing somebody. He was accusing Gambit actually.
Yeah.
X-Men #8. I'll never forget the issue. You know why I never forget the issue? Because it was a beach issue, or not a beach. I'm sorry. It was a pool issue.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And it was like all of them in these like bikinis and swimsuits and stuff. And all I remember is in that issue that it's a Cyclops and Jean sitting down, and he sees Psylocke getting out of the pool, and he's like drilling, and she like slaps him mentally.
Yeah.
And then Bishop attacks Gambit out of nowhere, and then Rogue has to break it up. And I remember at the end of the issue, though, it was like Gambit's secret origin revealed, and it's Ghost Rider strangling Gambit.
Yeah.
But then I never read that next issue.
Oh my god!
I was like, I don't know.
But that was so trippy because it was just like, oh, we're just here having fun, blah blah. Here comes the big black man with a gun. It was just like,
do you guys remember the X-Men animated series?
Yeah,
of course.
Do you guys remember?
That was what I was saying to you earlier.
But do you guys remember?
That was the only one that I could relate
That's
to.
all it was. It was freaking. The mouth.
Isn't that the same song as one film?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. All my songs are all the same.
All sound the same. So, do you remember? It's the same thing. So when we saw I don't know if you guys remember this. They put Rogue touched Gambit and she went into his mind. And this is like episode 11 or something where Bishop comes back. And Bishop gets all these flashes in his head.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Rogue gets all these flashes of Gambit's past.
Yeah.
It's like Belladonna winking at him. And there was one where Ghost Rider is like attacking him. And like none of this stuff ever explained.
We did get the Belladonna winking, but we never got Ghost Rider in the show.
Also, another question: if you guys remember the X-Men animated series? I haven't went back and watched it, and people always say, "Oh, it doesn't hold up. It doesn't hold up."
Doesn't hold up to what?
To today's standards. Does it or does it not?
Absolutely.
I think it would.
I think it would fantastically do it. I think honestly that I never really read comics as a kid, to be honest. I watched the 95, 96, 97, whatever those 7. There was a good chunk of time where they had some really good cartoons that was straight up X-Men. And I haven't seen any, like even the 95 Batman was some of my favorite Batman storytelling of anything. Out of anything from now to then to whatever.
What's your favorite? You have to name one favorite episode.
Of
what? Of Batman the Animated Series.
Batman the Animated Series, the one where...
I got one.
Over the Edge. The one where Barbara Gordon is pretty much... it's all a dream in her head because of
Scarecrow.
Yep. And then they find out who Batman is, who Robin is.
And Commissioner Gordon's chasing him. That was a good
episode. It starts off with them chasing him in the Batcave.
Gosh, now
Freeze, Bruce Wayne! And I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Now I want to go back and watch it.
Now, what's your favorite?
My favorite episode.
Killing Joke.
What?
The one Joker basically does the there's a whole. I think it's called
Batman the Animated Series.
I know. I want to say it's called the Killing Joke. The episode I want to say is that it's literally how he's talking about how he's going to kill the Batman.
Oh no, that's Almost Got Him.
Almost Got Him.
That's a good.
Where
one. That's one of my favorites.
They're all sitting around telling a story.
Joker tells his story.
Right.
Yeah, it's called Almost Got Him.
Almost Got Him.
Remember your
favorite? And he goes, Killer Croc. He's like, so what'd you do, Croc? He's like, I hit him with the rock.
Yes.
Remember Killer Croc?
Well, it was a really big rock
because Killer Croc was Batman.
Yeah.
Yes,
that was
it was Almost Got Him.
He was sitting on the poker game.
Yeah, actually, I'm pulling the photo. Pulling the photo up now, and it's all of them sitting around talking about, and they're playing cards.
So my favorite episode is actually I don't remember the name of it, but it was the one where It was like Batman had the perfect life, and there was another Batman running around, but it was because Mad Hatter.
And it wasn't him.
Oh,
yes,
yeah.
yes,
It
yes,
wasn't
yes. And he took over his
I think
brain.
it was called something not like perfect life, but
That one was
it
something along
some
the
old school idiom where people say like a dream and something. I
it was
forgot what
so
it
right,
was.
but
good.
they had these like headbands onto
Yeah.
them, and they were controlling their
I
minds.
love that
And-
episode because he has the perfect. It reminded me very much of the Justice League Unlimited episode of For the Man Who Has Everything, where Superman has the black mask on his chest, and that episode's pretty emotional actually, where he goes through life with a son, a wife, perfect
that was
life.
so
He
bad.
feels these little tremors of earthquakes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then at the very end, he's kind of like, he tells his son, he's like, "You're not real, and I have to let you go. I'm so sorry."
Oh.
And then he gets out of it, and you see
trying
how
to find the
pissed
name
off
of
he
that
is, and he just
episode.
beats the crap out of a
Yeah.
Mongo. It reminds me a little bit of that because Batman has the perfect life. His family's there. His dad's like, "Don't worry about it, Bruce." Like,
And that's where he
Yep.
knew it was wrong when I think,
But he knew it was wrong when he tried to read.
Yeah, oh,
and he
yeah, that's
realized
right.
that he couldn't
He
read
couldn't read
because
'cause
you
you
can't
can't
read
read in
with
your
one side of
dreams.
your brain or something.
you can't read in your dreams.
So,
Love that episode.
Serenity says favorite storyline in Dark Phoenix
Per
Saga.
chance to dream.
that's great.
Favorite episode is Rogue's Tale.
I don't remember. Rogue's Tale.
First time
X-Men
seeing
X-Men.
Mrs.
Oh.
Marvel plus
That's Rogue's
Rogue's
story.
original.
No shit.
No, where she
Rogue
got
was my
Yo,
favorite
remember it all?
X-Men till
No, really.
Jean stole my heart and loved the spotlight.
So all right, what's your favorite X-Men animated series episode? I have one.
we were actually
God.
talking about this earlier. I like the Days of
thinking-
Future Past
was a
trilogy.
That's not my favorite.
I don't know if I'm thinking, was it when Havoc and
No, that's not my favorite. I love that episode.
I was
by the way,
thinking
but
that
that's not my
because
favorite.
Iceman was on it too.
That was one of my
like one of my
favorites, it's not
favorites
my
because
favorite. It's called Cold Comfort.
Yeah, so many people were on that episode.
Well,
Iceman
Iceman,
showed
X-Factor.
up. X Factor, like oh man, Strong Guy was there. I was like, what the hell? Like it was so great.
Was that the one with like Silver Samurai?
No,
No,
it was the
no,
one
no.
where Forge has the X Factor fight the X-Men,
Yep.
and Cyclops and Havoc fight,
And
and they're like, "What's going on?" They can't
Whoa,
hurt each
yeah,
other.
and they don't figure it out.
And
like,
then
oh my
Iceman
God.
comes back, and he's kind of like, I think he
was an
Jubilee
X-Man
helps
one
him
time,
out,
yeah.
because she thinks he's cute or whatever. And you could tell that him and Lorna left because they had a falling out with
Yep.
Xavier. But that's not my favorite. What's your favorite?
That was my favorite.
Oh, that was your favorite. My favorite is did you name one?
He said Days of
I was
Future
gonna say Carlos. Carlos says my favorite episode was when Batman met Static Shock.
That's
Uh,
not
Oh,
Batman.
that was on Static Shock though. That was on Batman. But that was a good episode though. Static Shock.
Serenity says favorite Batman animated series episode, anything with Catwoman and Harley. Do you remember when they were running around?
Oh,
the
you know
girls
what?
going on
There's
the
also
girls'
another
night.
really good Batman episode. Oh, actually, yeah, it was Batman, and it's so underrated. But I'll get back. I'll talk about that in a second. My favorite X-Men episode was the one where they get Jean Grey back, and the Shi'ar come down and say, "No, there has to be a contest to the death to get Jean Grey to." This is after the Dark Phoenix
After,
stuff.
yep.
And then they go up to space and they have to fight on the dark side of the moon, and it's the Shi'ar Empire against the X-Men, and
Ooh.
they're all training for it. And then you see like them talking, and they're pretty much like, "We can't win." And then all the X-Men get kind of beaten one by one, and then it's
Right.
just Scott and Jean left, right?
Yeah.
And Scott's the last one to fall, and then she unleashes the whole Phoenix Force. Everything goes crazy, and then they all kind of have to like kill her.
Yep.
And then she like it's a great episode, by the
That
way.
was a good one.
But my another underrated Batman episode. I don't know if anybody really remembers this one. It's where Tim Drake is Robin, and something's happening. Like something's happening, and there's crime, and they're calling out Batman, but Batman's nowhere to be found. So he has to call in
Superman dressed up, and then he fought Bane in that
He
episode.
fought Bane in that
Oh,
episode.
man,
Wait,
I loved it.
was that the animated?
Yeah.
It was. Remember how the animated series it changed and it became Batman and Robin?
It was Batman Adventures,
It was-
is what
yeah.
it became. Yeah, Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
That
Batman
was
and Robin,
like
and
the
then later-
6th season, 7th season, like
Because
the,
remember,
towards
they
the
was
changed,
towards
end.
the end.
they
towards
changed
the
it so
end.
many
Yeah, I
times.
know.
Batman animated series went from
Yeah, and
Batman.
the other one
it
was
went
the
to
one
Batman
where-
and Superman.
Another one-
and then it went to Batman and Robin.
What
Another good one was where Nightwing like punches Batman, or Dick Grayson punches Batman,
Oh!
and he becomes Nightwing.
What
love
about what about in the X-Men series with the Phoenix Saga?
I love the Phoenix Saga, but like, man, and also like the one where Apocalypse was collecting all the psychics,
Oh, that was so good.
Yep.
because that one brought all the X-Men, and it
I
was
remember-
like Cable,
I remember-
Archangel,
or
Psylocke.
I
or
made
even
that
going
meme.
with the first episode of being
Night of the
with the
Sentinels?
Night of the Sentinels
Love
was
that.
fantastic.
Oh, and the one where Dark Morph comes back.
Oh,
Remember that one?
that was good.
Morph
Man,
is so
X-Men
good.
animated series was really
Was dope.
good, and I think it
I think it
does
was
hold up.
the one of the best depictions of
I
that being.
I always hated when they
done.
went to the Savage Lands. I always liked.
Oh,
so,
you like the
boring.
Savage
I
Lands?
thought those episodes were boring episodes.
They were real fillers for.
Yeah, they're super filler.
I'm
That's the first time I learned what a filler episode was, actually.
It was so bad.
Because it was the Dark Phoenix saga, and then the next week, because I thought they were going to address it, it was Sauron.
Yep.
Yeah, it was.
And it was a two-parter.
It was
Yes.
a two-part episode of just it was Magneto and
Sauron.
and them and yeah.
God.
That's so crazy because I haven't seen this in forever.
I know, it's great.
Yeah.
We've got Vigo says I like the episode of Iron Man cartoon where he gets trapped in the cave with some kids and uses the kids' music to recharge his Iron Man suit. Serenity, that's
old school Iron Man.
the Dark Phoenix Saga Part 4 episode. Yes, is so good. Love the whole story arc. Jean Grey for the win. Also, Serenity, that is called Beyond Good and Evil with the Apocalypse one.
Yep.
Vigo, I also enjoy the fake Onslaught episode of Professor X.
Oh, that was a good
that
one.
was a good one.
That was
Yep.
a good one.
I
That's
really
true.
always wanted Onslaught to come
I
on that
did,
show.
Even-
and I hated how they
even
did that. They
though-
made a fake Onslaught episode.
Even
That is
though
true.
the Badlands was kind of there really wasn't a bad. I don't remember them being a terrible episode of any of those.
No, it was pretty.
Batman was my-
All those
my
are
favorite
animated was
episode.
pretty good.
I love it when they got to Savage Land too because they lost their powers and they couldn't.
Yeah,
use
they
them.
couldn't use them. Yep.
Yeah.
All right, we should wrap this up. We've been going on for a while. Thank you guys so much for joining us to our impromptu After Dark show.
Oh, Shadow has a good option for us. You guys should do a retro after show for X-Men Animated.
We'll do it next week. X-Men Animated Series Retro After Show. I like it. I like that idea.
Okay.
Dress as your favorite X-Man.
Oh, that's not gonna help. Okay.
What do you mean?
I don't have Bishop clothing.
Wasn't there a point where he was just wearing a hoodie and just with an M on his
Yeah,
eye?
yeah.
You'll be fine.
But that was for
You
after
could be Angel.
could
Apocalypse.
I be
You could be Archangel.
oh man.
You have wings?
I don't know about that. Is who d-
I don't know.
who turns invisible?
Nobody.
Nobody.
I don't know.
Nobody turns. Who?
Nobody.
Nobody.
All right, that's going to do it for us. Guys, thank you for joining us.
Well, I've got superpowers. I'm turning invisible.
We are going to finish out this show, but thank you for talking geek stuff with us. And that's going to do it for us. But thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with everything trending.
In geek pop culture. You were supposed to say that with me.
My bad.
He was invisible.
That was invisible.